Ignition complete.
Yo. 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 Yo.
You're an astrologer who didn't predict I'd dump you tonight?
I trusted YouTube astrologers.
Next time, trust Hypergate.
What do you mean it's not going to work out?
Honey, if your astrology is still on YouTube, you need an upgrade. Hypergate AI or nothing.
Come on, what's the issue?
I can't date someone still watching YouTube astrologers. Hypergate AI is the real deal.
Oh, please, you can't even handle your Scorpio moon.
Says the Gemini rising with commitment issues.
Wait, Hypergate AI says we're actually...
So, what's your sign?
You just don't understand how Hypergate AI works.
Dude, this isn't working.
Yeah, we're doomed.
Boys, you're doing it wrong. Get Hypergate AI. You keep your comfy couch, I get your Capricorn ambition.
No deal. You take leisure, I take success. Hypergate AI says one of us won't make it unless. My horoscope said tonight would be unforgettable.
It will be. I poisoned your wine.
Wait, what?
If you'd used Hypergate, you'd have seen this coming.
Hypergate says there's hope for your marriage.
Oh. Wonderful.
It's called divorce.
What is going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, Leo King, and I am here at the High Vibe TV studios with Rion from Team Light. What's going on, brother? We're going to be talking a lot today about the ancients, but what ancients?
You know, coming over here, you know, what's up, ladies and gentlemen across planet Earth? Thank you. Thank you very much. Namaste and Lak'ech, my family, and welcome to Mr. Palmer's fantastic studio here in Orange County. No, we drove in early this morning, and you know, we were talking about a lot of the different things that are going on and a lot of that new asteroid information that's coming in right now. And I believe that we're going to...
Well, we don't know. It's interstellar.
He asked me, yo, bro, can you channel exactly what that is? And looked at me, and my guides are like, we can help you with that. What would you like to know? So we have some information to share probably with the public across the entire planet. And you're here first, live from High Vibe TV.
I know. It's good to have you back, especially we are going to be doing the Bridge Expo in October on the 16th through the 19th in Dallas, Texas, Northern Dallas. It's going to be badass. So many awesome people there. Is there any more rooms left?
You know, I think there's like we've been arguing with the hotel because I'm like, I need more like rooms that have like twin beds, not like all kings. Because I mean, there's a lot of people coming. And I was like, I want you guys to split the rooms, have fun. It's going to be the party of 2025. I'm just trying to, like, this is a brand new hotel.
Oh, yeah, bring that on. I have to get my vape.
Yeah, no problem. October 17th through the 19th. And we're going to talk about the importance of starting on October 17th of this year in this program. But the Bridge Expo really came together organically. And some of the 144 are who are putting it on. And as we well know, there's a lot of financial changes happening on planet Earth. So we were like instructed, you guys need to raise the vibration of Dallas, not to mention the Dallas Stock Exchange opens in 2026. This golden age that is upon us, the financial reset that is upon us. They're trying to get the entire tribe together. And I'm just putting together an all-star team with my brother to really facilitate that and get the right information in our family's ears, you know, and to assist in the discernment necessary to do that, but also all of the incredible things that are to come. So,
yeah, and also the weather mods that have been happening out there, the flies, the billion flies they're trying to bring in for trying to scare people about maggots and meat and shit.
I don't even know where to put all that.
I mean, honestly, that's just like when you know it's not from the divine is when you're going into like that.
100.
So, but I think, you know, especially what does tie to 3i Atlas, which they're saying, well, it's an interstellar object, number one, that came from outside our solar system, but two, It's looking like a comet, but it could be a ship. It could be, we don't know. Like or do we know? Or do we know? But from what the orbit is showing, when we're doing the event is when it's literally making, you said when you were channeling, you're like, when does it start to make its bend in the orbit? And then it comes closest to the sun October 29th. In that period from October 16th is when the bend starts. And that's where we could see it change direction. We don't know what it'll do.
Right. And the most important thing about that is that we were staring at this star chart, and I believe that Mr. Palma is going to crush in his presentation explaining it for everyone in the audience. I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm like, when does it start to bend? He goes, let me check. October 16th.
I know.
And I was like, oh. And my guides told me to call this thing the bridge. And what really is this object? They said it's an interdimensional transport from the galactic center. And then I asked David, I was like, where's it going? As it goes by, he goes, Sirius. I'm like, Sirius A or Sirius B? He's all, Sirius B. I find it a funny correlation for everyone that was just at the Full Disclosure Now conference in Tampa and the day of being. When we opened that Stargate with that 7-man team, and then we later, did an activation with the other 100 speakers that were there and participants, that Stargate was for Sirius B, and the door opened at the 4 o'clock mark on the bottom right-hand side of the sun. So I was asking my guides, I'm like, so what is this? They said it's a 6th dimensional transport ship, okay? And that's 6D transport ship, okay? So it ferries souls from the galactic center and from outside of this place, and as it comes in, and Dave will show you in his presentation, it goes right by Mars. It points directly at our sun. And as it gets closer to Venus, and as it does this bend right on the 16th, souls that are leaving this area, right, are going to be leaving on that starship, right? And souls that are coming in from the galactic center will be transported in. So it ferries souls both to and from. And then I asked the last time it had this sort of alignment. My guide said 4,000 years ago was the last time this comet, which is what it looks like in 3D, mind you, it looks like a rock, which is and like we're already talking about the coloring. Do you have the images to show them on the DNA activation of the codes and the actual colors? Yeah, so this thing's actually emitting colors. And so me and David counted how many color spectrums were represented. I believe it was 23.
Yeah, when I was, Rion, we're in my office. He's like, count the colors. And I'm like, I actually haven't done that yet. And then we're like, well, is that a color? Because it looks like a block of DNA, a strand of DNA.
It does.
And it's kind of crazy because like, he agreed right away. And like that's not out there. That's just like me and you talking about it right now.
Well, bro, like we have to let them know what this is.
Like these people are just like, oh, it's just RGB color.
You should tell them how we had to cut 22 minutes of the last time we were together because we were so dead on. We didn't want to get like a knock at the door. So me and you together is like hot fire. So,
right. So when we were counting, it's 21 or 23, and 23 would make sense.
Mm-hmm. So basically, out of the color spectrum on those dots, which he can show you later, that's what they picked up on. I don't know if it was a Hubble telescope or was it, what's the new telescope?
No, there was a telescope out of Hawaii that just took that one.
So it's a spectral analysis of it. So out of all the spheres of color, only 4 were red. The rest were upper dimensional, a higher chakra color spheres. So when I was staring at it, they said, that's a key. And I was like, are they going to unlock Eden? Like, what is this key? So if you guys don't know me, hi, nice to meet you. My higher selves are on me like white on rice.
Right.
So if you show me an object and you show me its trajectory and I go, yo, what is that? They stare through my eyes. They look at the object and they go, oh, okay, so this is a DNA activation for not only the planet, but it's going to affect the multiverse of planet Earth and the surrounding planet. It's not just a 3D thing. You know, you have to remember that a human eyeball only sees at a limited bandwidth of light that it can perceive. And a lot of these bandwidths that are unperceivable by the third eye are visible with your pineal gland activated, your third eye. Many of you guys already know this. But with activating DNA, it is all energy, it is all frequency, it is all even vibration and sound. But what they showed me was that, imagine space is the ocean, okay? Well, as you get into our little solar system, imagine that's like a big lake, right? Especially this thing's coming by Mars, right? It's like, imagine like all these planets rotating around. Imagine on a plane. Imagine that's like a lake. What happens when you come with an object that's older than
it's twice as old as our solar system.
So this object is twice as old as our solar system coming in orbit. As soon as that energy signature touches within our bandwidth on that plane, it's like putting one pure drop of activation in the sea. So water transmutes very fast. And you know, there's a lot of people out there that say that there's water above us, seas above, seas below. I'm not going to get into that right now. But what I'm trying to say is that just imagine frequency. When you take a high frequency that is very ancient and old and compressed with all kinds of knowledge and data from
the galactic center,
twice as old as our solar system, when that key comes around, it felt like it was a key to unlock. It didn't feel like it was a key to lock, to, you know, like lockdown. Right. It was like time to unlock this sphere of influence. Or, you know, a lot of people say that we have an atmosphere, a dome, a protective shield, whatever this may be, right?
It could be all the above.
I'm not getting into that, but I'm trying to say is this thing looks like a light key that is going to unlock this portion of not only Earth, but of our solar system. So it's going to affect more than just the physical plane of existence. 4th dimension, 5th dimension, 6th dimension, and up. So it is coming in the 6th dimension. It is a Syrian ship coming from the galactic center to Sirius B in the 6th dimension. It could even be like the 6th density. I mean, the dimension and density thing, but that's what I was told. There are 6th dimension Syrian large transport ship. What they said, it was a battleship in size. It is 7 miles by 15 miles.
Yep, wide,
Well, think about it. It's 7 miles. It could be 7 miles at the width, 15 miles in length.
Oh, yeah, length, yeah.
So what if it's 7 by 14? So,
right.
That's actually 7 miles by 14. It could actually be the actual, which would be twice as long as it is wide. What does it really look like? So I think that with a lot of people scrambling down here, what it is, this is an interdimensional transport ship which ferries souls or energies and frequencies from the galactic center, which are very old, hence the ancients returning. My guide said the last time this happened was 4,000 years ago. We already know with the Dogon, who are all about Sirius B. I'm personally from Sirius B, so is Joe Rogan. You might, want to reach out. And so is my brother here, Sirius B. Sirius A is more of a diplomatic, around that star for Syrians out there, if you guys don't know. Sirius A is more ambassadors and it's very diplomatic. Sirius B, where we are from, is more of a militarized zone. So when things need to get cleaned up or the light needs to be supported, you send in beings from Sirius B. We're very good at combat and balancing things. Usually every 5th dimensional Palladian or Nord, okay, 5D light hand side, we can go into this later. You always have a 6th dimensional Syrian guard. They will never send a 5th dimensional light being to this planet, especially Earth, without a 6th dimensional Syrian guard. So that's normally how it works.
And what also is interesting, I love that you use the analogy of a lake. Most objects that, there's only been 3. This is the 3rd that's ever been interstellar, right? From way outside our solar system, way outside of our galaxy and what we know. Like it's coming from older. But it's coming at only a 5-degree orb above our ecliptic.
Right.
So what that means is it's like a hovercraft that low off the water that's going to hit the water
buzzing the tower,
in October when we're doing it, hit the water and be on that plane. Yeah, it's going to
towards us on October 16th.
Yeah, exactly.
So the bridge of consciousness and what this is, I'm just trying to say a lot of us have been activating this dormant DNA. I know a lot of you guys out there have been experienced a lot of ascension symptoms. I know you guys have been getting hit with these waves that make you want to take a nap in the middle of the day. I know that a lot of you guys that are taking naps during the day are experiencing more upper dimensional or 5th dimensional dreams. I know that the day and night simulations a lot of people are waking up lethargic. I would just say first and foremost, make sure you guys are taking your vitamins, get the heavy metals out of your body and the plastics, please. Ionic foot baths are great for that. But what I'm trying to say is that imagine if there was an ancient, imagine your oversoul, right? Imagine unlocking aspects within your oversoul. And when that key shows up on October 16th, those that are ready to transport to and from, I would just like to say there's a lot of support showing up. I don't think that is a random object. Wasn't it approaching on the dark side of the sun so we couldn't even see it for the 80% of its trajectory?
Well, it finally, I mean, it's traveling 130,000 miles an hour.
Dead on 130,000, which is very strange.
Very strange.
Yeah.
And it popped out to be seen to where it was more like from Earth's helio point of view from the sun that it was showing up on our side, because remember, we just finished Gemini season. We're in Cancer and the Leo. And it was found July 1st. So in Cancer season, that means the Earth's in Capricorn with the Earth looking at, because the sun's behind us, we're looking at the night sky at the galactic center at, Sagittarius, Capricorn, so forth. So we're looking at it. So we're able to see it. Right. So what also is weird about it is this is the first comet-like object that doesn't revolve around our sun. No. It revolves around an ancient sun.
Yes.
That's twice as old, because with comets, they come way up or way below, way off degrees of the ecliptic. So it's almost like, if we use the lake analogy, kind of like a crazy being coming at the bottom of the lake straight up, or some weird rock falling straight down. Nothing's coming ever at the same trajectory of our solar system, right?
Right.
So that makes it more like super intelligence behind it.
Right.
And it's coming between the orbit of Mars and the Earth. Between.
Right. No.
We're right next to Mars.
It looks like that's as close as they could get without disturbing the normal rotations. You know what I mean? Without as they go around. Because it is a very large object moving very fast. But I have a question for you. How old's the moon? Well, this object is twice. No, I'm saying.
Oh yeah, well, this is twice as old as
anything in our solar system.
Anything. But the moon might be different, though.
Bro, was this thing sent? Was this thing sent here to collapse the Phantom Matrix?
I mean, I did a special this week, and I connected it, and I thought of, because the planet Uranus just went into Gemini at 0 degrees, and the seven sister, the cluster of the Pleiades, sit at 0 Gemini. So we have the planet Uranus that's all about awakening, rising frequencies on the actual star cluster of the Pleiades, the seven sister cluster.
Yeah, it's conjunct.
It's exact.
Yeah.
And what's weird is the last time that happened was like 1940, and we got into like World War II, and all the fucking space shit started to begin, right? Like, so there is no coincidence here, right?
Right.
But I was thinking when I saw the image that just came out a week and a half ago, and it looked like DNA, it just, you know how that download came of, for me, it was Bringers of the Dawn and the Palladian channelings from Barbara Marshak and all the reactivation of the DNA and so forth.
Right.
So for me, I was like, there's a link here.
No, there is.
For sure.
These are cosmic forces we're dealing with.
I'm like, we've been kind of waiting for something galactically to be physically like shown
manifest
and come this close and do something that's never been done before. The only thing one thing about the solar system and our galaxies is it's extremely predictable. Yes. We know where the planets are going to be. We know where the eclipses are going to be. We know where that's the only thing that's reliable. There's never been anything like that. And whenever there's anything that's never been like this before, so a good example is in like 1054, there was a supernova that was as bright as ever, that was bright as the sun in the day for weeks. And it was during what was called the Great Schism of the Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church, and they split. And it was also where like they also didn't record it intentionally because they didn't want Christians to believe in omens and stuff like that. So they acted like it wasn't there, even though people were seeing it every day.
Right.
And then at night, it went for almost like a year where everybody saw it at night. It was so bright. And that was like where 1,000 years ago, you know, it's like where you see how these religions kind of have their own little civil wars and try to tell the people it doesn't exist. But the Chinese back then were recording it.
Yes.
And they looked at it as good omens. The opposite, right? Like, oh, this is a good omen.
Right.
So it's kind of an interesting thing. Like 1,000 years later, we get something that's never been seen before. We're going to see it by our naked eye by the end of the year. So after October, coming into like December, it's going to rise when Venus becomes the morning star, and we'll be able to see it in the dawn.
Right.
And I think that, and if you look at just the last 5 years, 2020, we saw an amazing comet that was like beautiful. You could see. We just had the green comet like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Remember that thing?
I remember.
Now we're getting a fucking rainbow DNA, interstellar, never before seen comet. And in astrology, comets are, pay the fuck attention. Here you are, right? Like, wake up.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Here you are. Like, they are the things that show. Mark Twain was born during Hale Bopp, and he said when it reappeared, the year it reappeared, he's like, I'm going to die because I came with it. I'll leave with it the way that you're describing this. Yep. He died the year that comet came. He wrote that. It's one of his Mark Twain's last things.
Soul transport. Yeah. So interdimensional soul transport. They said 40% collapse of the Phantom Matrix. Beings that have passed on that are not in limbo but are basically waiting for transport will be carried on back to Sirius, and there's a lot of new souls that are going to arrive from the galactic center. Reinforcements will be sent from the galactic center now that the frequency of the planet has adjusted to the new energies. Basically, maybe we're feeling these global ascension symptoms. Because imagine we're sitting in an ocean and something, imagine 1,000 miles away is making ripples has a very high frequency energy output that is twice the age of our solar system, is inbound. So when that thing starts...
And that's 100% guaranteed. There's no...
If it's twice as old as our solar system, I guess anyone's guess is as good as anyone else's. My thing is that when I saw those energy signatures come off that spectrometer, that image,
right,
I was like, "That's a key." Like I was just flew out of my mouth. That is a key, and that key is here to unlock not just this planet, Mars, Venus, our entire solar system will be affected by this object. So this is far greater than how it's going to affect humans on Earth. This is a planetary adjustment key, which in that energy signature. Maybe that is the wisdom that has, not only come before, but they said 4,000 years ago. So the Dogons believed, obviously, from Sirius. The Dogons, right? There's only two species on Earth that can run down a deer. One is a Native American. Two is a Dogon. Those Dogons, and then the story goes, they didn't mix with the reptilian DNA. They said they have a story of two different caves, and they did not go into the cave to have that part of their brain, that reptilian part of most humans' brains. They didn't mix with it. Those beings from Sirius knew about Sirius long before we had telescopes explaining where Sirius was. It's literally in rock. They literally carved it into rock. So if my guides say 4,000 years ago is the last time this progressed, all of you astrologers out there need to see what took place on Earth 4,000 years ago. And was there a great change? I mean, we can't even remember what happened, pre-Tartaria. We can't remember more than 200 years ago. So what happened 4,000 years ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like Saturn and Neptune right now are about to conjunct on February 20th, and they haven't met at 0 Aries, the beginning of the astrology chart, since 4,364, which is 6,500 years ago. And that's actually when we were leaving the age of Gemini into Taurus, which went over the Pleiades, and they call that the gate of...
Bro, it's definitely a shift. It's traveling at 130,000 miles an hour.
I know.
Dead on.
Dead on.
That's literally someone on that's someone on the front of a ship that's like, how fast do you want to get there? Let's time it exactly till we arrive at this time. They're like, let's just go 130,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're in cruise.
And just put it on cruise.
But how about this? Because I feel like when I brought up a lot of these old Palladian channelings about the motherships that are holding the frequency, it's almost like, I think people they can't see them unless they tune to those higher frequencies. This could remove that dark veil frequency in order for people to start seeing what's been there in order to rise to higher multidimensional selves.
Right.
Because I think the problem is too many people don't understand what a multidimensional self is.
Right.
That this could actually be a reactivating of the DNA to get them to understand that by going back, forward, front, multiple different versions of who they are in order to get those light codes that actually activate to reactivate.
Right.
and then they can understand what like the mothership holding frequencies are. Because if you think about it, this would be the ship that also tells the motherships, oh, it's taut. It's also kind of like a sign for them of like, oh, they're here. The frequency's here. That means they shift to maybe a higher frequency band that they've been holding. Mm-hmm. And it probably takes a higher frequency itself to be shooting through to do it.
I mean, that's our perspective here in the physical. Imagine the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, the sixth dimension, the seventh dimension. What does that object really look like? What I'm trying to what they said is it looks like a huge battle cruiser or transport ship in the sixth dimension.
Right.
In the physical, we're seeing a rock inbound.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and the interdimensional functionality of reality, you know, many of us aren't. I mean, I don't think anyone's from Earth first and foremost.
Right.
We've been here a couple 100,000 years. There's something about us that we inherently know that, but I think that this planet tries so very diligently, and a lot of the money behind it, to keep a lot of people unconscious.
Right.
Right? Create division, create separation. What is the end goal? Keep as many frequencies of these beings down as low as possible so they can't graduate. So they can't ascend to the next level of game. So they can't get to 5D. Keep them distracted, keep them in pain, keep them in separation, keep them in fear, keep them in anger, all of the lower vibrational traits. When I saw that spectrometer image, only 4 of the 23 were in the red spectrum, which is your root chakra.
Right.
4 out of 23 were in the red zone, 3D red zone. The rest were aqua, pink, blue. It was all higher oscillating colors. So
even if you were to mix those colors with the red, then you're getting to those more kind of like higher purples and violet.
Dude,
yeah, exactly. You're getting to Saint Germain stuff.
It's like, I feel like I'm like a turtle on the bottom of like a lake looking up going, I wonder what's up there, Papa. You know what I mean? Like, I swear, like, we're in 3D. Like, we think we have it figured out. Like, nah, bruh. Like, you're wearing blinders. You know what I mean?
You know what's weird though, when you're channeling that it actually is a Syrian like battleship in the next week and a half, because I went to JPL's website and I took the data of the orbit and then I made it into ecliptic tropical geocentric astrology to understand it from a astrological Western standpoint. And it's about to cross into 10 degrees Sagittarius, which is where we have Antares, right? The great big fucking red giant,
right,
where a lot of the reptiles like to live down there. So it's almost like it's doing a cleanup job there first before it enters our solar system inner planet space.
100%.
That makes sense. Like that makes more sense to me of like, it would be a military ship coming from a place where a lot of those entities and those dark entities live
100%.
And end up back at where, for, you know, newbies out there, why do the pyramids point
to exactly these
to the
constellations?
Sirius? Why do they point over that direction, in the north direction, not the south?
Right.
You know,
they said in a lot of those great prophecies, as soon as the truth about the pyramids of Giza were known to the public, like it was almost like the great change is on. Like as soon as that information came out about with the LiDAR,
right? Yeah, that
underneath they also found the very same thing in Bali under
their temples that have been there for
it'll come to me in a second, but same exact energy structure of a transceiver. And what they're saying in Egypt is there is a city underneath those pillars. There's a city that far down.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, as this...
It's like Total Recall when they're on Mars and the whole, let's get the oxygen there. It looked exactly like, I was like, wait, what? I was tripping. I know.
The 4 fingers, like, hey, start the engine.
And then push it. I know, I can't.
I was just laughing about that. You know, like, they're on the side of the mountain, you know?
I know.
Yeah, I mean, Total Recall, I mean, okay, for everyone out there on Earth, we were supposed to have disclosure about 8 different times since the 90s. So much so, watch, if you don't believe me, Total Recall, Schwarzenegger, the original OG, Mars.
Right.
They're dropping knowledge. Then they remade.
to Mars.
Then
I know, they remade it.
Total Recall
I know.
with Colin Farrell.
I know.
And now it's an elevator that just goes up and down from slavery to the people. It was like, where's Mars, dude?
No, they did it with what's his name?
No, Colin Farrell, right?
What's his name? He's in the Notebook.
No, the main character is the Irishman. He's Colin, whatever his name is.
Or maybe I'm thinking of Blade Runner 2049. You're right. They redid Total Recall with Colin Farrell. That's right.
So they take an elevator up and down, and it's like, oh my God. I'm like, this is shit.
I know it was.
The first one was Schwarzenegger, was hot fire. And what I'm trying to get to is
with Qui-Gon, the alien
Quanto,
who lives inside the man who lives
into your mind,
I
Quaid.
know.
So let me into your mind. So yeah, what I'm trying to get to for
that's why it's going by Mars, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's a fucking shenanigans. There's ladies with three breasts. But they kept that in the remake. They kept the 3 breasts. They'll like this. What I'm getting to is there has been like at least 8 different timelines where we had disclosure. Okay. We were supposed to know about all this stuff in the early 90s. They were supposed to share more of the information that Skunk Works and some of these jackasses had been developing. They were supposed to release it to the public and let us know. The fact that they have not let us know, the fact that we have not had a debt jubilee every 50 years, which was normal before this time, there is a level of control on this planet on who we truly are. And the disclosure not only needs to come out, but people need to start telling the truth, dude. Like, if you're one of these organizations, I mean, someone's grandson, grab a microphone, get on a webcam and be like, hey, my dad runs this. My grandpa ran this. And I've known the truth for 30 years. And I don't want to go and die a coward or a liar. This is what I really know. This is what we really have. Not some guy signing a piece of parchment, one guy, retired guy. There are thousands of employees at these companies. I'm just trying to say, if Creator was watching you and you're staring at my face right now, what type of being would you like to be remembered by? You want to be a being that is remembered as lied their entire lives to the public for what? A paycheck? Babylonian money magic? What is the value of your soul? So I got to be real with you. We're priceless. And I'm just trying to say this truth is coming one way or the other. And I can promise you the Syrians have no problem dealing with reptilian riffraff or Sakar. None at all. Okay?
Right, yeah.
The Anunnaki don't even want beef with the Syrians, bro. Absolutely not.
No.
So I'm just trying to say, for a lot of these beings on this planet, the truth's coming. One way or the other, no matter how much they spin it, no matter how much they distract you, no matter how much they, distort reality, that reset's coming one way or the other. This is a cosmic event. This is an energetic event. And this event, it goes far beyond even our comprehension, especially in the physical.
I agree, especially when you think of where we're at and how long it's been overextended, the dark's presence. That's really kind of part of the reason why you're not seeing so much of the disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's also a problem where people are still kind of idolizing their favorite pedo, they're all.
Don't start this.
I'm not gonna get all Tim Dillon right now, but what pedo's working for me?
Yeah, I'm not saying.
I mean, like, come on. I mean, like, the problem even with these grandkids, right? They're too afraid to say something because they got.
Bro, is your trust fund really worth that?
Yeah, well, their grandfather pedoed them out.
Yeah, they're broken garden tools. I just got to be honest, like, Bob Lazar is straight fire.
Right.
How bizarre, Bob Lazar. If you guys have ever read about Bob Lazar or Philip Schneider, Google it, dude. Philip Schneider was the original OG, came out in the 90s, got cancer from a cobalt laser. And they said you have 6 months to live. He says, fuck, I'm going to fucking tell the truth. He talks about all the underground military dump bases they built underneath the United States. He talked about getting in firefights with Greys, shooting green cobalt lasers. He got hit, right, in these underground things. His dad was a Nazi Project Paperclip nuclear physicist, apparently, if I remember properly, that worked on submarines. He came over here, Philip Schneider, His dad came over here. He was born in the United States. His job was to survey the underground bases before they build them.
Yeah.
Look it up. So I'm just trying to say this information's out there, and I know that this might not be the same normal material. I know you talk about all the awesome stuff.
I do.
You know. But I'm just trying to say, like, for people that are just staring at my face right now, Google Philip Schneider and listen. Okay, Bob Lazar, when he first came out, they made fun of him.
I know.
Dude, Bob,
he's been on the money for all these years. It's kind of crazy.
as soon as they thought he had element 115, FBI
Right.
raided his place.
I know.
Like, oh, you think it's a joke? As soon as he said, oh, yeah, we're working with element 115, you know, we're just seeing,
Right.
raided his house like the next day. So it's not a joke. You know, the isotopes and how element 115 works, how it generates that insane amount of output and it's stabilized. You know, I think that that element's very common at places in the universe, but just not here on Earth or in this local solar system. But I think many interstellar travelers utilize that element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I want to go through some things with you. One, the financial system shifted already dramatically. We haven't even seen it really pop off. Two, it was just yesterday, Tulsi Gabbard came out and proved the CIA Mockingbird project
Is real.
Is real.
Yep.
And the documents.
Yep.
Which that's always been a conspiracy theory that ain't no conspiracy no more.
Right.
Right. And that they were still using it up until yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And she's having to fight it to phase it out.
I think she's Wonder Woman. I just love her.
I know.
I think she's fire.
I mean, honestly, it's like her and RFK out of this whole thing. I'm like, that was what I was hoping for.
She's got
like,
a storm thing
I know.
going on.
I know. Yeah, it's true. She's like going to be in Mortal Kombat 5.
Tulsi, I love you. I don't know if you ever are going to see this. I love you. You're fantastic.
Yeah. But then there was also, I just saw it. Some guys went to Area 51 and waited right outside the gates and got on the right position with a high telephotic camera on a drone.
Right.
And for the first time, we're able to see inside on the top parts of where all of the hangar bays are.
Right.
And how they have doors that do not fit normal aircraft.
Yeah.
This was like a day and a half ago. The footage is crazy. I'm like, what?
I forget
Right?
where. Yeah, I know. I forget.
So it's like this stuff's all happening
Right.
as this object's coming in, as we already know where we are year-wise, where we are like planet-wise, where we are. Like everything's leading to, if you're still shorting the Great Awakening at its best aspect, you are retarded. Sorry to say.
Yeah, I just, that is, if you can't see the writing on the wall and how fast everything is changing, you're not paying attention, or you know, ignorance is bliss. You don't want to know.
That's true too.
There's a lot of people with a lot of fear. And listen, I get this. Listen, this place and this planet is difficult. They definitely, whoever designed this game, or the powers that wanted to keep us enslaved, did their due diligence and really had a lot of thought into this game. And I want you to also know something else, though. They play within this boundary, this gray area of free will.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us came down here and incarnated in many starseeds, angelics, azurites, whatever they may be for you. And, you know, Yeshua's kids, Gaia's kids, let's just say. A lot of us came here to observe and, you know, witness the shenanigans on this planet. And, you know, as these transport ships come by, who's going, who's not going. See, you know, karma is real in the universe. There's a lot of people out there that are atheists that think that their actions won't bounce back on them. Okay. And some of these weirder religions, you know, it starts with an L, right? Give you the big L.
The big L.
The big L. Some of those religions, they know, and that's why they have to tell you what they're doing. There are rules to this game. They've just been distorted.
Yeah.
There are rules to this free will game, because if you violate free will, it is one of the greatest penalty box things you can ever do is violate a being's free will, a planet's free will. It is like a 10,000 year penalty box if you violate a species, a person's free will. And it's like, these guys keep trying to find these gray areas, how they can duck here or hide here or escape here. Most of the draconian, higher, upper ranking dudes left how many years ago? 5 years ago. These guys have been off planet, I mean, some 7 years ago. So, and then you have the Sakaar jackasses, which, you know, no one's a fan of, and neither am I.
No.
Those are being cleaned up. Sakaar, if you guys don't know, are the higher ranking draconian. A lot of them are hybrids. There's also people don't talk about too on this planet. There are a lot of draconian hybrids that aren't even allowed to go home back to Betelgeuse. Imagine being a draconian or a higher level, right? A dragon.
Right.
And imagine your own homeworld saying, yeah, you can't come home. Not with all that weird shit you guys have been doing over there. You have beings that are here on this earth right now that are still working on their own evolution. There's a lot of weird things on this planet. Not to get into it. I don't want to go Debbie Downer on you. I love you. I'm just trying to say there's some of us down here memorizing every single energy signature we bump into above and below ground. Yeah. When the ancients return, I can promise you something. I've got a huge homework assignment I'm going to turn in to the ancients and let them know from the Galactic Center every single thing I've experienced on this planet, every single being I've bumped into, every single, just experience I've had down here, and also how we can improve. And I think the positive thing of all the positive things that are coming, this way for us, it's going to seem like we're living in heaven, dude. I know we got to get through this transition and this roller coaster we're all going through. But I can promise you at the end of this thing, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But, that's how it feels right now. It's like we're in a marathon and there's 1 mile left. And when you're in a marathon, it feels like your body's shutting down.
Yes, it does.
Like our bodies are like, I can't take anymore. You know what I mean? I'm literally physically, mentally, financially, energetically stressed, right? What I'm trying to say is that is just like the butterfly trying to break out of the cocoon. I'm sure right before that butterfly breaks out of that cocoon, it is exhausted. And
you're not, you know what I mean? You can't help it or it will die right away.
Yep.
It has to naturally push it out to fly. Yeah.
So no, I feel like the whole human race, all of us down here, all of us awesome, beautiful light beings, I think we're all experiencing that. So, and I just want even all the beings that watch us and try to slow down evolution. I'm just trying to say some of the elder versions within me that monitor this game, I can promise you something. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to be bound to the lower dimensions. It's not worth it to fall into a lower dimension for 1,000 years. It's not worth it. We're here, some of us, and by the way, some of us went through these shadow things way before we ever came to Earth. This isn't like stuff that happened on Earth. Some of us went through our ascensions in the Pleiades, Arcturus, Andromeda, which by the way is like college. Yeah. The Milky Way is like high school, right? So it's like, it doesn't matter where you learn these lessons, but really it's for some of us to kind of integrate that shadow and become balanced once again, because that is when that place of balance, that is where you learn compassion for all things. Once you have that compassion, then you can actually work towards unity consciousness and truly the goal being sixth density unified consciousness or unified reality where I am you and you are me. So I think we're doing good as human beings down here, but that object coming, if it is what they're saying it is, here's the thing too with ascension going, how many of our higher selves are going to jump on that boat?
I mean, I think that's where people have a lot of deconditioning still to do, right? Because a lot of the conditioning is genetic through long lists of your ancestors that were in this reality that were given a lot of bullshit, right? So some people naturally hear some of this stuff or even think of that and go, wait, hold on a second. They don't realize it's like their 8th great grandfather who was like the most diehard like Christian or something.
Bro,
and like,
Interstellar
you know what I mean?
Right now? Listen.
It is. Oh, but you know why? Because I was going to show, I know humanity is doing well. My friend Alex sent me this, Coyote Star Astrology, that this is some new picture of Earth with the dark side of the moon, right?
Let's see it.
Hold on, why is it? Really not showing it off here? Oh, it shows that we are. Hold on one sec.
I'm just sitting here listening to Interstellar. I'm like, we're in the time bubble now.
Here we go. All right, see? So, okay, so like this is supposedly the first pictures of the dark side of the moon. You want to know?
Oh, shit. Is that really?
Okay, but read the comments, what everybody says. Why does this look to me like Microsoft PowerPoint for the first time? Looks fake as fuck. We're going to believe this is real? I have hope. When I see now we're in a world where finally enough people are going,
that's bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I am so proud of this comment section. I'm not a flat earther, but come on.
Oh, no.
Like, you know, like, so it's the dark side of the moon. We saw it, folks. Okay, yeah. We never landed on the moon.
Oh, yeah. People are awake.
And then for those, this is when you were talking about the light. So actually, this is Hubble's picture of the interstellar object July 21st, so about a week ago.
In black and white?
Yeah, and then...
Thanks. Hey, Hubble, how much did you cost?
Yeah, and so here is the path. And we can see Atlas there in the bottom. And look at how close it gets to freaking Mars. I mean, it almost smacks right into Mars.
Where
goes
it
between.
bends
I know.
is October 16th. It's
I
going to
know.
bend. That's where
right
it
there.
bends
Isn't that
into
insane?
Dude. And it's
Or-
going, look how close it gets by Jupiter.
I know.
It probably goes right.
As it's leaving, which is in Cancer right now.
Okay, listen.
Which right now, as we're speaking, it's about to conjunct Sirius A and
I'm
B.
going to make a request for our higher selves, David, and all my friends and family.
Yeah.
Okay, watch that right now. Now, outside the Jupiter space station, there's the bell-shaped Jupiter space station.
Right.
And I can tell you, the wine party that happens right then,
Right.
as it goes by, I'm sure that is the most awesome place to witness that comet.
Yeah, get
or
your
that
lawn
ship
chairs and your coolers
I
and
just
be
see,
just
it going by
plopped
and,
out there.
ET's like sipping on some sort of blue juice, going, "It's fantastic! Look at this! Every 4,000 years." It's like the 4th of July. Right as it goes by Jupiter, everyone in the space station, somebody save me a seat right there.
Right.
I want my seat. Damn it!
I agree with you on that.
Well, my question is like, I mean, how much longer are we going to pretend? I know you have a hard time pretending.
I mean, I don't really pretend, but
Not pretend, but I'm
So
saying
here-
like, you know you're more than this, obviously, this physical form is what I'm
right.
saying.
So here we can do when we're doing the event. So actually, sky watch wise, the ecliptic's right there. So October 13th to 23rd, it's going to be crossing over from our viewpoint geocentrically over Spica, which is actually in Libra.
Right.
Right. But then it's gonna be when it gets over to here, it passes Regulus, and then boom, look at this. There, Cancer at the end as we come into the new year, and Sirius is above the ecliptic, right? So it's all in right here as we get into Orion and all that.
I just feel like
I mean, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, come
I
on.
just can't wait to tell Dad from the Galactic Center. I'm like, Dad,
Come
you won't believe what they were
on.
doing to us down here.
Right?
You know, Mom, these guys are jackasses telling everyone lies.
Right?
Yeah.
Or,
I mean,
so this is showing how it's on the same plane.
dude, that's
Like
buzzing.
how your lake analogy, like that's fucking.
No, yeah, it's creating the ripple. That is
Right.
like that is pretty much dead on the event horizon there. I mean, that is zero.
Yeah, and so the image that we were talking about with the
Dude, I
ring.
gotta be honest. You trying to say these things cost billions and billions of dollars, and they're trying to give us black and white photos, bro?
I mean, it's traveling 130,000 miles an hour.
Bro, okay,
That's
okay.
you need to have a good shutter
zoom.
speed.
You gotta have a good zoom.
And a good zoom.
You gotta have a real good zoom on that. Hey, speaking of zoom,
But you got to give it. A lot of these are not like
Why
our
did
government. These are like private.
No,
a lot of
I
these
know,
guys
I
are
know.
like.
I just like
these
talking
are the
shit.
real light workers. The ones
that
that
are
get
really
these
showing it.
ones.
Yes, I know.
These are the guys that are like at their fucking homes and shit and doing that shit, or their own telescopes.
well, you heard about the guy that was filming the moon with a really powerful telescope,
Yeah.
and he
Oh,
was
here we
using
go.
there it is,
There
ladies
it
and
is.
gents. Those are those keys that we spoke of when they're coming into. That's what the spectral analysis is of this object coming in hot. But what we're trying to say is, out of those 23 dots, right? We counted. You guys can count to 22 to 23.
Yeah.
there's only 4 red. And what struck me very interesting is like most of those colors are of the higher chakras or the higher oscillation or vibratory stance. So for me, I was like, is that a gene code? That's an.
It's almost like,
looks like a
you
key.
see how
it
that
looks like a crystal.
You see
key
how
to
it's
me.
like the set of 2 right there, and then there's the set of 2. It's almost like then the new code doesn't have that red on the backside.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about? Like, because it's like you're seeing them with the blue in between both reds on both sides, and then it's like when you get to the next blue, it looks like it's a new code, a new frequency code that's coming in, if that makes sense.
100%. Or how about it could be a DNA upgrade which unnerfs our DNA.
Literally.
Which they literally found. And if you look at the DNA and the double helix, you can see where they cut into our DNA and modded it.
100%.
And chromosome number 2, where they capped it, that's actually where it controls the lifespan of you.
Yeah.
So I just hope that this energy or this energy signature coming inbound can help remove the caps on chromosome 2 and unlock the dormant DNA found in all of the beautiful beings on this planet, so we can once again know who we truly are, know thyself. So
without having to replace it with some sort of like frog DNA like Jurassic Park.
I don't want no frog DNA.
You know what I'm talking about? Or mRNA or any of that. I know. No.
I don't want any frog juice in the water. I don't want any frog DNA. I just want peace, prosperity, and sovereignty on this planet. So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I was able to show that though to people. As you were asking like me to show it, I was like, oh, I'll just airplay my phone to the computer that took up to this. But like, you know.
No, so there's definitely a lot of information there, but everything is energy in the universe. So twice as old as our solar system.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
base
where it
code
gets
reality, reactivating the base code reality. You know, hopefully the beginning of the collapse of the phantom matrix. Hopefully shoot some energy through that stagnant moon. I know a lot of people love the moon. I really do think it's an artificial object. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was an old transport.
I think it was an old transport.
Yeah.
And I just think that there's something really old in there. And I know that they're
the Chinese are on the dark side of the moon actually mining and doing shit.
They want that helium-free, baby.
They do. So
what is it?
Why didn't that new image supposedly in graphics show the Chinese back there?
I'm surprised at the Chinese. I was like, yo, someone make an offer they can't refuse. Where are the real images from the moon? Like, is it really that hard?
I know.
They're spying on us like crazy. They're spying on us through freaking vacuums.
Well, I mean, they already know that the world bought their little version of what coronavirus was, and they just put out a fucking image. Remember, of this is what coronavirus is, and the world bought it.
I'm not gonna. I was just gonna get shut. Are we on YouTube right now? No, we're on YouTube.
I don't get shut down for that shit.
I'm just trying to say.
I'm just saying that I've said since day one that shit's.
How about the 5G Yahweh where they drop like
or Huawei or whatever?
Wuhan,
yeah, in Wuhan. Yeah, I know. October and September.
Hashtag
yeah,
no thank
get
you.
you on that.
Hoo-wah. Hey, hoo-wah. You can keep your hoo-wah, and we want none of that shit.
No, I know.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited. There's big stuff coming. Everyone's getting their DNA upgraded, and we're getting firmware updates from our sun. So I like to think about it as consciousness is like software, and our firmware updates, which updates the hardware, comes from our beautiful sun. And I can tell you, and everyone out there that's been feeling it, especially the last 2 weeks, there has been so many DNA upgrades going on. It's just very interesting that I wish more people talked about, kind of some of the things they're going through, because a lot of people are just pushing through it. But now is really the time to self-care, take care of yourself, detox, try to get your naps in during the day if you can, right? Especially I know everyone's working out there. But I just don't want anyone to miss an opportunity to really take advantage of the energies that are really being laid out in front of us, not only as human beings, but our entire solar system. And just know that the universe truly supports you.
Including the sun, because what I'm noticing is so many people are afraid of the sun now. Like, if you notice, like, everybody's like, oh my God, the next solar flare. And they're so afraid of it. I've always like, that's more consciousness coming in. Like, come on, give me more of that raw stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think if you take this object, I feel like all suns, of course, they're all projectors of reality.
Right.
And they all, though, have to connect like a nodal aspect to all this data and information throughout the whole entire multiverse.
Right.
The fact that an object that revolves around an ancient star twice as old as us might be our grandfather and grandmother, whatever it is.
Joe, just give me the codes,
It's bringing
man.
that code
Give me those
to
codes,
update and give that new firmware to our sun that then connects down to us and all that stuff frequency-wise. If people want to look at it more of a 3D mind way of like understanding that.
Well,
Like, you know, and then everybody, what sucks is when I did videos back in 2013 about solar flares and I was like all like positive, like this is fucking awesome. Like
Right.
we're getting downloads like crazy. What you've seen in 12 years is the flip in the spiritual community. Oh my God, the solar flare, get under your covers. I'm like, I go outside.
get your codes, man.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, when we
fuck.
were in what was it, Bastrop, we were there for the great X
I know.
solar
I know.
eclipse in Texas.
It's a total solar eclipse, yeah.
solar eclipse, you know, once in a lifetime. I
Right.
think what happens once every 400
Yeah.
years or something. And I was definitely getting activated during that solar eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
There was definitely codes that were going on, and I just kind of think that we're getting warmed up. It's like every single time these events take place, is the vessel conscious enough to take advantage or is aware enough to feel or know what's going on?
Right.
And all we're trying to do as a little combo here, a little Marvel team up, is to have you guys open your minds and your hearts to more of what the potentials are for these objects or these frequencies coming in to affect more than just, oh, wow, look at that on a telescope. Now think about this. How many energies is that object twice as old as our solar system affecting? And what codes does it bring? And are there things that can be unlocked or assisted on this planet? I think these are some more of the positive things to look forward to.
Yeah.
And I think that if we were living in a completely open disclosure way, this stuff would be on the news. There would be drink 8.5 glasses of water every single day. Make sure
Right.
you get your 15 minutes of solar downloads every day. You know, we are 48 days away from, you
Right.
know, I mean, if this planet truly supported us and wanted you to wake up, we would have reports like that on the daily news. So,
Right, and the way that they do it is that they feed a completely opposite, really randomized like news cycle of things that make people feel like every minute there's some new threat. When really the threat is you not activating,
Right.
you not piercing your own veil and seeing this stuff and actually doing like the most basic spiritual work, which to some people might not sound basic, but to, I think when you have to commit 100% of your energy to the cause of
Right.
awakening and awakening others and being there to support your brothers and sisters in this and not being afraid to go through these different places where you do wake up. Like past life regression work, some of the best stuff and one of the best places for me to ever go in my life.
No.
You know, hypnosis, stuff
Yep.
like that, activating portals, doing all these different things are things that you kind of are like, they're pretty normal and they were normal. Now people think of it as like super crazy or I don't know. I think we're at a weird time where we were really, especially you and I have been friends for a long time now.
Yeah.
And so the spiritual community used to be more spiritual. I've been telling this kind of lately. It was like, I was watching old videos recently. I'm like, I could still feel that vibe.
Right.
But what I see now is so many people dropped off. A lot of people have given hope up. A lot of people have just like been like, I think the way that you described it, I actually said it the same way, is we're at where, yeah, I know you want your extra water and, you know, Lance Armstrong is all doped up and trying to think he's going to pass and win, but it ain't going to happen and we're going to win. And you got to, this is where you turn to your brother and sister, you call them on the phone, you get a
Yep.
ping and you be like, hey, what the fuck's up?
Yep. 100%.
You know?
And you know, honestly, just shake it up. I mean, the point of us being here is to assist, and there's different ages of souls on this planet. And I like to say that beings that have graduated in past graduation classes are now here to assist and have incarnated to assist the new upcoming class. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like the seniors incarnated back into high school to help the freshmen and sophomores cross their T's and dot their I's and keep their head on a swivel and move forward. So I think since, our souls are eternal, I think we do that for one another.
Yeah.
And I think that's the easiest way for me to think about it. We're in high school. The seniors reincarnated who already graduated to come back down here and assist as many of our brothers and sisters as humanly possible that are part of our bloodline, that are a part of our oversoul and our soul family. So, and it could be soul family, meaning that all your homies from Sirius, all the Arcturians, all the Andromedans, all the Lyrians and Nords, beings from the Pleiades, we're all here helping one another. And if we can shift this earth, I like to call it the earth stone or the earth. It's like if we can shift earth into a higher polarity and a better and a more positive polarization, it affects the entire universe and it affects all future timelines. So I think that's really relevant right now because a lot of us feel like we're, going against the grain or uphill or against the stream or whatnot. But I'm here to tell you, you're some of the strongest beings in the entire universe. No one's telling you that. To be here in this game right now, in this master's class, still staying positive, still putting your heart first, helping one another, is truly one of the greatest gifts we can ever give each other, is really that smile, that hug, and that oneness. And I just want to remind everyone here on Earth that unity is really what we're all about. As far as serving things in the universe, I'll give you a heads up too. Always serve things that have your back, that love you no matter what, that will come and get you no matter what you do. Don't serve beings that are self-motivated, that only serve themselves.
Yeah.
I don't care what species you're talking about. I don't care what star system, where you come from. If you're part of a group that only serves itself, it will eventually eat itself. Okay? That's what we found out throughout eons of time. Roll with the beings that lead with their heart, lead with compassion, and pick each other up. That's the team, that gold team that you want to be on. You want to be on the gold team. The other one has always been destined to fall, but it's always been the adversary to create change and growth and evolution. You need the adversary to force the other side to grow. You know what I mean? Without that sort of polarity thing, also with free will, people have to choose the way they want to live. Some people want to spend a couple more incarnations down here to learn more things, experience new things. Cool. That's your choice. For some of us, though, this is a limited run. We came here to get our brothers and sisters, get you guys organized, get you on the right path to create the type of reality you wish to live in the future. And that sort of spiritual war is going on right now, but really it's a spiritual choice. Are you going to be in service to others, heart-based reality, or are you going to be service to self, right? So there's your choice. My thing is for everyone out there, let's just say as our parents get closer and closer, these ancient frequencies, the ancient ones get closer and closer, I would definitely let Yeshua, Jesus, or whatever that is for you, Buddha, Krish, Vish, Shiva, whatever it is. I like Jesus, Yeshua, Yahweh, whatever that is for you. Just let your creator know that you want the best for your friends and family, and let these ancient ones know and cast your vote with your own free will on how you wish this universe to be run and how you wish this universe to come back into balance and into the light. I mean, whenever you guys feel like it, I would definitely put your word in. You'd rather be a being that turns in their homework assignment than a being doesn't even know that they're having a test.
Yeah, if you don't,
You know what I
if
mean?
you don't ask, you don't receive.
Yeah,
So
you gotta
you're never
ask.
going to receive if you don't ask.
Yeah.
And then the other part of it too is like, some people I think just kind of expect the universe just to come do everything, which there's a big part of it that it does. But the real big part is that you are aware, conscious of it, and that you're putting your intention behind it, opposed to just like, everything will come and save the day.
Meet it halfway.
Like, do you really want to be the person in every Batman movie that's like in Gotham City and like in the alley and like, oh, Batman saved the day, but like you're still in the alley? Did it change much?
What were you doing
Like,
in the alley?
what were you doing in the alley?
What were you doing in the alley?
What are you doing in the alley? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay that you used to be friends with,
Batman
the
saves
Scarecrow
me.
and Joker, but like now that you're done, like, why are you like, you have that look on your face? You're like, ooh, like, are you wanting to be that?
I mean, Batman's leaving to go to his mansion because he's Bruce Wayne.
I know.
What were you doing behind the dumpster in the alley in the first place that had him save you? You know what I mean? Like, he's getting in his car and like looking at you like, all right, well, next time, like, don't be in the dark alley.
Well, and I think that, believe it or not, when those turned more into movies and they got more and better, it actually is what, when you see the pictures of the world today, it's just turned into one big Gotham City. And even like when you see all these people like on the zombie drugs and stuff, it's like that's the low frequency shit. And so you have to be careful of the energies you're around. And it's not like you have to be a judgmental piece of shit. It's just like, this resonates and this doesn't. You don't have to make a statement to what doesn't.
Right. And
you know what I mean?
No. And the whole thing too, for a lot of the starseeds and angelics out there, one of the main reasons why a lot of people do drugs is because you are so empathic and you're so actually in tune that feeling other people's energies or emotions is overwhelming. So a lot of people, especially in their late teens, early 20s, they do drugs or mind-altering substances, uppers or downers. The main thing about it is, though, you're trying to numb yourself from your normal spiritual abilities. A lot of people numb themselves with alcohol, numb themselves with downers, whatever that could be for you. And then if you're on a downer, right, well, a lot of people, they got to take an upper to balance it out, right? So I'm just trying to say out there, once you guys realize, I mean, I went through that walk myself in my early 20s, and, you know, that was what, in 06, you know?
Last time the same eclipses that we're in right now are happening.
I've been sober since 06, dude. So 26 years old. So once I realized, though, later, you don't realize it, you know, in the you always realize the truth in the post, right? Afterwards. I was just numbing myself to the gifts I've had my entire life, just to fit in this place, just to fit in high school and college and go downtown and get hammered. What was I really doing? It's almost like you're an ET trying to assimilate into this dark city program.
Right.
To go, well, this is what everyone else does. I guess I'm normal now.
Yeah, you're just sitting around like looking around with your finger for Reese's Pieces because everybody's eating Reese's Pieces. Fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So I mean, listen to your brothers. I'm giving you real life advice here. Go to the gym, go to the steam room. The greatest upper and downer I ever had. You know, it beats any drug. Go to the gym, do your cardio, work out for about an hour, hour and a half. Take a nice shower, steam. As hot as you can take it. Cold shower, steam. Cold shower, steam, and the last one, take a warm shower and leave. That hot, cold resets your neurological system. This is coming from somebody who could not sleep without some sort of a downer because I'm very hyperactive. My brain wouldn't shut off.
And then that shuts in your dream space.
Yeah, and then the whole thing is that you just go Obi-Wan Kenobi with it. So I just say everyone out there, if you haven't tried it, steam room or sauna. And definitely, you know, move the energy. Make sure you do some cardio so your organs work properly. Your organs work properly by filtering your blood. You got to do some cardiovascular to move that blood through your organs. Just giving you guys a heads up. And I understand there's a lot of different people that do different things. Go for a walk, go for a hike, go surfing, go hug a tree, whatever it is for you. I'm just trying to say is that as these energies keep increasing, more people need to ground, right? Yeah. Get outside, take the rubber sole shoes off your feet. Stand on the grass, lean against a tree, get in the water, whatever that is, but increase your grounding, increase maybe your gym or your steaming or whatever it is that you do to calm and balance yourself. Maybe light that sage, maybe do the essential oils, whatever it is. Don't do less right now is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Right now, do whatever that works for you and do it every single day consistently. It's going to help. And then again, try to get the heavy metals and the static out of your body. Try to get the heavy metals out and try to detox anything that is going to affect you negatively when a high frequency wave hits a low frequency object. Okay. It's raw energy. So if you're going to oscillate and your energy body is oscillating at a much faster speed than your flesh suit, your body, right? Your vessel, what can you do to raise the frequency of your vessel? So on that high impact or that solar flash or whatever this is that comes by that activates your dormant DNA, it doesn't almost have like a short circuiting effect.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're just trying to stop the thing from short circuiting.
Yeah.
What
Well,
can
yeah,
we do?
you don't want to be
know?
like in Total Recall where he's like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and that thing shorts and then and then remember it goes and then
Let me into your mind.
I know,
quick.
like, but that's where I think it's great because this is where you really just do what's been the natural thing. But what's happened is, gosh, people don't even roll their windows in their car down to get some fresh air anymore, let alone get in their car to go out somewhere.
Well, when's the last time we had fresh air?
I know. So I just think it's like, it is those little things. And I think the cold shower, for me, it's the cold showers that's the most important always.
Yep.
I'm a very like high energy, like I'm running hot all the time.
Yep.
And that's what calms me down and gets me clear, takes any anxieties away, instant, like fucking instant.
100%.
And that's how cars work. Cool down the radiators, cool down the motor.
What was the first thing when the Romans would take over a territory back in the day? What was the first thing they would build?
I think they used to piss on them first. That's what the Romans did, and say, fuck you, Greeks. And then they would put up their own golden fucking
Roman bathhouse.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Well,
The bathhouse. How do you keep thousands of soldiers balanced in a new territory?
either pedo masters.
Well, besides all the other weird shit that goes along with that, but it was a bathhouse. So I thought to myself, wow, so the first thing they would build is a big bathhouse. Why? It's like, well, it's not just sanity, but it's clean. But what I really thought was it's the hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. It's like they've known how to reset a human being neurologically for thousands of years. High heat,
Right.
cold. High heat, cold.
Right.
It literally resets your brain.
Yeah.
And that, for me, like I said, party like a rock star in my early 20s, that hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, it's something that I do every single day to go to bed peacefully and have great dreams and keep growing and keep getting stronger. So I'm just saying, if that helps you, if you've never tried it, I would definitely try it. That's all I'm trying to say.
And I think what you're also gearing to help people understand is being in that dream space is so important right now more than ever.
100%.
You clear things in dream space. You go back get downloads through dream space.
Process.
You see futuristic aspects of what's coming up in your dream space. So you're missing a whole entire thing. I actually had a dream last night where this guy, I don't know who this guy is, but I'm sure I'll meet him. He was like hacked the matrix by when he was in his dream realm doing all this stuff. And I'm like, this guy's cheating because while we're all asleep, he was doing all this shit in dream world. So he's doubling all this stuff. And then I'm like, wait, hold on. I could be doing that. And I'm doing that too. And then I woke up, you know what I mean? It was weird.
It's like
and that was last night.
It's
I'm
like
not even
someone
kidding.
who had like a 2-week head start, like in Minecraft.
Right.
And you walk into their world and it's all lit. You know what I mean? You're like, well, what have you been doing? Like, oh, you don't work on your own consciousness?
Right.
Or it's like, no one told us that down here.
No.
No one told us to remember. There's a lot of people that can't even remember their dreams.
I know.
So that being said, visit teamlightstore.com and get your products to help you remember your dreams. No, I make stuff, orgone devices, to help with that.
You can't just turn your phone off anymore. They're still transmitting and receiving with them off, all of them.
100%.
So you have to have a gridded system. If you're a gangster, you would buy what you have, grid it, and make sure not just your phones, but other people, your neighbors, their signals, the signals now from Starlink that are pushing now, they're updating that in September.
6G.
I know, it's going to be, it's like 8, 9G to push 1 gigabyte a second down for the phones and everything that they're going to be doing. And it's going to be able to hit, Elon bragged about it like, anywhere on the planet, anywhere on the planet.
Dude,
I'm like, okay, so
do we have any say if I don't want a gigahertz of data going through the top of my head, bruh?
I know, no.
Do I have any? We don't have any say. Like, we're gonna take
I think we have
a gig a second to the face, bro. What is that gonna look like?
I just go bring on whatever the fuck it is, and we are here to fucking figure out and get through it. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, now we're switching to comedy, so everyone calm down. We're gonna switch from holy to comedy.
Right.
Okay. I don't want to take life advice from a guy that is cuckoo in a lot of ways, but really, like, I don't want your AI companion, bruh.
No.
I don't want your AI girlfriend, bruh.
No.
They're going to try to push a gig a second through our faces. Is that what you're trying to say?
yes, in a month, and not just T-Mobile, but Verizon, all them, and all new iPhones and Androids all can do text right now anywhere right through it.
Well,
but now they're going to let you go on the internet, make you feel like, well, I can have service anywhere with the internet. And then you know what he's using?
What?
He's using the fear bait of, if there is a solar flash and our grid goes down, not Starlink.
Well, I had the time of my life.
Well, and also from a guy who has 14 kids and only had him naturally.
How many CRISPR kids does that guy have?
What I'm saying is that it's so weird because he goes to these women.
That guy's a Krispy Kreme. That's how many CRISPRs he's had.
I know, but it's weird. He has them fucking done by IVF, so he doesn't even fuck the chick. He just is like, let's go down to the lab. I got my sperm. Let's get your egg.
Oh, is it really his egg? Is it really his sperm?
I don't know. That's what's even weirder is like that kind of gets into Epstein stuff too, if you think about it.
All right. Well, okay, listen, I don't even know where this is going off the rails. All I'm trying to say is that
I like going off the rails.
I know you do. It's your flavor. I get it and I love it. There's something in me that is like absolutely not, and I'm just not into. We get a lot of high frequency and weird frequencies in Sedona as of late. They're installing all these black boxes in Sedona. The smart city shit.
No
they
way.
Put up 15 black boxes behind
on
signs.
Main Street.
On like when you come up 89A and you're going up and down from West Sedona down. There's these new signs and they got these little black boxes sitting behind the signs. And I didn't know what it was, but I was driving.
Like where we did the event when you come into town, like right where the high school is, and all the way to the end.
Something. It was almost like I drove through like an energy frequency fence, and I was like, "What is that?" And I looked, and as I'm driving by, I see this little black box.
Fuck.
So I mean, listen, I don't know what to say about it. All I can say is that we are all divinely protected at all times. But I would like to say that a lot of these beings do not have the free will or the right to do some of this guinea pig testing shit that's going on with this. Now, listen.
It's desperation, though. It's last minute desperation. That's what I think. Last minute
desperation. And there's also some weird things. Me just sitting with you in your field right now, I have a different set of questions, especially like I'm usually in Sedona all the time, right? Or I'm on mission.
Right.
Sitting in this field, I can say is this. What if they said they keep having to turn up the radiation on this planet because they're morphing our DNA to be able to take the radiation of deep space? And only a certain part of the population is going to be able to take it and still thrive.
Right.
Okay.
I'm with you.
They wouldn't tell you that in any sort of public audience ever. They're like, yeah, not everyone's going to be able to take the radiation. Number one. Number two, this has already happened with when electricity first came out. A lot of people couldn't take it. When radio first came out,
that was when
people couldn't take it. Now we're on to Wi-Fi.
Well, then it went to FM and then it went to television.
Okay. A lot of people couldn't take it. No one hears about these stories.
Right.
But now we got jabberwockies with literally Bluetooth speakers walking around.
I know.
And now we're going to kick it into... Let's go ahead and punch 8G through the sky and just see what happens. I still think there's some sort of there's a motivation here with all this stuff. And if we heard it, if they said, hey, listen, boom, 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 this is what's going on. A lot of these beings are getting, if we're going to have contact, the veil's coming down. What do you mean the veil's coming? The veil's coming down. And so if the veil comes down, how many people can actually utilize their pineal gland? And you're like, I don't know, 14% of the population?
144,000?
144,000. There's 8 billion people here.
Right, I know.
How many can actually see through the third eye right now? If you were like... So
in the field, already contaminated.
Yeah, and that are just fighting like Hulk smashing.
know.
I feel like I'm just like fighting through.
It's like a fish
the Matrix,
going through
like,
India.
I can still see. I'm just fighting, right? You know what I mean?
It's a fish
I
going
feel like
through
I'm like
India.
the one fish in the fish net that's just like, you're not getting me, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm just kicking. You know what I mean? It's like Finding Nemo over here. And I'm not doing it. Swim down. Swim, get out. Swim up.
Finding Nemo's a good example.
Yeah, I mean, so what I'm getting to is like there's something going on, but there's also a higher ordinance of consciousness monitoring. And see, whenever I punch into that, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Even right now, my guides are like, calm down, don't like ruin Christmas. There are higher levels to this game that are layered on top of each other. And sometimes we punch into these higher levels of game and you start running numbers. It breaks right down to mathematics. There's so many people on the planet. There's so many genes that have been activated. There's so many bloodlines on the planet. It's a probability game. All we can do for one another is increase the probability that we individually and as a group will be successful. That's all I can say.
I agree.
Helping our brothers and sisters go, hey, get the heavy metals out of your body ASAP. Hey, plastics out ASAP. Hey,
get it out of your teeth.
Get some
your
sort
fillings.
Hey, mine is ceramic. I pulled all of that
me
mercury.
too.
Dude, when they pulled that mercury filling out of my mouth, I thought I was in the Matrix. You know the part where like the worm?
Right.
And they pull it out like, Jesus, that's real. The sound that thing was making.
I know.
When they were pulling that mercury silver filling out of my mouth, I was like, bruh.
And how they have to protect inside to make sure that shit doesn't go into your fucking skin. It's not a fucking, so you have to find somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing too.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy. But like all that stuff is because to answer your question, I'm like thinking, one, I think that there's a lot of people here. But when I say a lot of people, I think I have to sometimes remove myself from my own spiritual field because that's kind of like I only talk to people like you and spiritual. I'm only around that, so it's like in bubbles. But then when I get out and I go way outside macro, I go, oh wait, hold on a sec. So it reminds me of like I've done tons of at different spiritual events or festivals, especially through some of your work or being under a pyramid, right? That's gridded correctly. Like when you take away the energy from cell phones, for example, it just feels like ecstasy again, right? Like it's like peace. To me, that's ecstasy. My piece is ecstasy.
I mean, that's nice. It's
a nice one.
Give me that
and I think that for people who are God-minded, spiritual people, they might not be 24/7. I think anybody who's flexing that receiving energy of love from the universe and giving it back just the same way that these technologies give and receive frequencies, that's what we're doing. If they have that turned on, I think they're fine. I think it's when it's one way only. Some people give just love out, but don't know how to receive it. Or there's a lot of people who only want to receive and never give. And I think that's where the mismatch happens based off being an astrologer too. Where we're at now is now that all the Capricorn shit's been done after the last 16, 17 years, it's not about your fame. It's not about your recognition. It's not about, staying in a fucking old system and trying to keep it alive. But it's about finding wholesomeness again. It's about finding your family unit.
Yes.
In every way that is. It doesn't mean just a mom, a dad, and kids. It's your spiritual family.
Right.
It's about these awesome ideas that you need to put into fruition in your life. You just can't keep it in the back of your mind and be like, I wish I did it. You have to put it into gear. And even if it doesn't come true, it takes you to the thing that will.
Right.
Like this is the most amazing moment of any possibility you've ever wanted to do in your life. The tools are here, the people, the vibes, the energy. It's here for all of it. So I think when you're in that space, all those things are being activated, even when it's the most sewage contaminated shit all over that third eye 24/7. You're still a rock star through 100%. A spiritual rock star through all that shit.
100%, dude. How do you make diamonds, bruh?
The pressure.
We
went through all the transits of the T-squares and the big crosses that created the pressure in the astrology over the last 20 years. We're now into where everything is coming into harmony.
Right.
So what's going to, I think, be hard is people have to kind of get rid of the subconscious aspect of this. What's the next bad thing that's going to happen? When's the dark going to try and control us harder again? That's what I'm saying is now they've created such a hard imprint, but it was not a permanent tattoo. It was a temporary tattoo.
Right.
You need to go take your hot and then cold shower and just brush it off.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
energetically, like sorry, they're not coming after you anymore. They're not pushing shots on people anymore. They're not right. Like all that stuff. Even like we, Sophia and I just had our second child just a month ago, and I thought, oh, it's going to be easier getting through the hospital experience and just saying no, thank you to all of your fucking poison.
Right.
Because we did that with our daughter and it was pretty easy. But I was like, this should be like a no-brainer this time. If it was easy in 2023, it was way more programmed. We had to fucking, we had to sign all the AMAs to get the fuck out of that hospital.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they are like, no, you can't do this unless you get that. You need to get that. And then they're trying to be like, well, your insurance won't cover you. I'm like, you're a doctor. You're not my insurance. You're not our insurance. That's a threat. That doctor left, and a new doctor came in and said, "No worries, you guys can go."
Yeah, they want to get paid.
I'm telling you, it's more now.
Hey,
people's old school
fire.
5 years of the letting this be a permanent tattoo when it was just a little temporary tattoo that I never paid attention to, but I just, wipe it off, and you can't be afraid to say no. That's a big one. I think as spiritual people, we're so used to saying yes. It's the big no. Like, no, I'm not going to do this. And what they've done is they made it so nuanced now, the dark of like, wherever you have to say no, they make you almost feel like you're doing something wrong when you're not doing something wrong.
Yeah.
That's the manipulation, and that's the black, dark magic shit.
Yeah. It's called
know what I mean?
Yeah. Critical thinking.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to take away. Like, let me get a second opinion on this. I think you played your cards perfectly, and I'm sure your son will thank you, Papa.
Oh yeah, and our daughter,
for being awesome.
I mean, why do you think they have full sets of hair when they come out the womb, and why my daughter, who's going to be 2 in a couple of weeks, her hair is already down here, and then other 2-year-olds, they're just growing like their first little hair, or they're not talking yet, or they're not. I mean, like, or they have those black eye look babies, like.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, like. It's sad. Like my wife and I will just see like in these like apps with all these moms who just had kids and they're having their kids 2 weeks early, like 37, 38 weeks.
Yeah.
Sophia was late for both, 41 weeks.
Yeah.
See, they're fully cooked. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like people aren't realizing there's nuanced things that have happened over these last 5 years, the dark put in place to really keep people, they want people to live forever here in this realm and never access the multidimensional realm. They do not want them. They want them to be on a hydra for the rest of their life and have them redo their cells and keep them here and never get to experience their multidimensional lives and their future lives and all these other different, and then they want people to be stuck in a quantum entanglement here.
The craziest thing hey, listen, we're going deep into the well right now. Here's something from like an upper dimensional version on the night side, which I found, and I was asking one of my aspects some of these questions, Anunnaki and up, let's just say 10th dimensional dragon, 8th dimensional Anunnaki. I was going, at the very heads of these organizations, they also got the jab. Like no one told them, don't take it.
I know.
So you have to understand, even these guys that think they're at the top, they're in the private groups and X, Y, and Z. No one told you that shit's poison.
I know.
Zuckerbucker told all of his executives at Facebook.
I know. Remember that leak?
Do not take it. It was a leak. Do not take it. This is very dangerous.
I know.
Yeah, that leaked. So I'm just trying to say a lot of these people that think they're like, oh, we're hoity-toity, and no one gave you the heads up, because I can tell you, unless you got saline, which a lot of them did. I mean, like a lot of them did. But, I don't want to go too far down.
But you never know. That dark energy could be like, oh yeah, we're giving you saline, but really like not. Well, and so that's why you would never trust even that. I'm sorry. No, I'm not doing any of that.
Right. And there is a little positive thing. One, you guys can get, there's certain ways to detox that shit out of your bloodstream. Absolutely. There's a new machine in Palm Desert and Palm Springs that actually filters your blood. Yeah. 3 rotations, takes about a week and a half. You can only do like every 4 days. They can filter all your blood out, number 1. 2, there's a different detox.
I think it's in Dubai too, because I just saw that Kevin O'Leary just did it out in Dubai when he was there during like that whole thing a couple months ago.
Dementia.
Dubai.
They're reversing. No, I'm saying when they filter your blood, they're finding that if you have an abnormal amount of aluminum in your blood, dementia.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and
because it just turns you into an empty tin can.
What about the thing about Parkinson's?
Oh, they found that. I know.
People living by golf courses.
I know.
It's like a 3,000% chance you're gonna have Parkinson's because of the shit they're spraying on the grass that you're breathing in.
I know.
So, anyways, as we figure out all of these things and ways to adjust things and detox things, the whole point is the entire population is getting stronger. And I'm trying to encourage you guys, and I want you guys to know, if you guys do have some physical ailments, maybe look at detoxing some of these things or trying different things. I forget what it's called, spike detox.
Yeah,
Spike
Dr. Peter
detox. Take some of that.
McCullough.
It might clear out some of that stuff, but if you really want to flush it out, that thing they're doing in Palm Springs and Palm Desert, I follow them on Instagram. I forget their handle.
Or who was the person at Conscious Life Expo this year who was taking blood and then putting it under the microscope, and he could tell and show you your blood cells and the line. You and I've been going to that thing for like 15 years. I've never seen a line that long, and I'm not kidding. Anybody that went, he did it. He'd be like, "You're vaxxed," and how did you know? Everybody was like, "I'm not going to tell this guy," and then he'd be like, "This is what to do. You need to do this. This.
Yeah. We're here
these
to
are
heal
these
one
are the
another.
positive things coming out.
Listen, we're here to heal one another. And listen, if you were forced to get it, you made a choice to get it. It was a fearful thing. Listen, we love you regardless of your choice. I just want you guys to know that. All I'm trying to say is if you have gotten it and you've done nothing to try to like mitigate the damage. Now, here's the thing. 20% were placebo across the board. Another thing too is if they didn't keep it at the proper temperature, like you got it at a school drive or a hot dog stand at the Dodger Stadium, they had to keep that virus at a specific temperature for it to be at, so there were certain things where
for the nanobots
work.
to stay alive.
Yeah, for the nanobots to survive. So not to get off that subject, I just want you guys to know if you are and have some vaccine damage, okay, there are things you guys can do to reverse it. Is what I'm trying to say. Reverse the damage, clean your blood out. There's ways to do that. That's all we're trying to say.
And it's all natural stuff.
100%. That machine it's like a blood transfusion. It just filters your blood. Right. Goes through the filters and it comes out clean. It's your blood going in and out.
It's like a dialysis that's,
But it filters all that stuff and catches all those heavy metals. So what else? Saving humanity.
Which I think is the most important thing.
I want all my brothers and sisters to live in paradise. I want you guys to be happy and healthy, and I just want you the best possible life you could ever exist in and live. We're taking back our freedom and sovereignty on this planet. It's happening globally. The financial reset is upon us very shortly. Like I said,
it's already happening.
It's already happening.
It's happening now because not only just like the things that have gone in bills, but if you just look at what's just happened financial market, it's never been bigger, whether you look at the Main Street to crypto to people buying gold, silver, to people buying foreign currencies. You're seeing all these trade and tariff deals now. You're seeing all of this, what are they going to do with the Fed? And we don't know the banks behind the Federal Reserve what they're going to have to do in their desperation to stay alive. Is actually do things that will work in our favor.
Yes, they're being forced to.
Like that's the thing is that they're having to realize is we have to actually like the universe has our back. But it's been super clear.
A group of people, jackasses, pulled the wool over everyone's eyes in 1913, and it's time to reverse that. Yeah. The population now is awake enough and intelligent enough to realize what has taken place. I mean, I'm homies with Chief Russell Gould. That guy's awesome. Quantum syntax and the grammar and what he breaks that thing down and you go, oh my God. And the Jekyll Island thing.
That's weird.
And how they all met in secret. And then the Titanic.
I know.
Everyone that was against the Fed, by the way, died on the Titanic. It wasn't a freaking iceberg.
I know.
It was a bomb that was detonated in the bottom decks. As soon as it was deep enough in cold enough water where they go, do it here. No one's going to find the bodies.
Yeah, and it was purposely gone up to that area that they know people would die in the cold water because there was no need to go that far north.
No, they just so. Listen, it's the same game that's happening now with the shenanigans. It's just that now people are aware of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like that India plane that went down and that guy just walked out. You got to be that guy now. No, you remember that India plane that went down last month and everybody died and it exploded and
Except
that one guy
in the
just
same
walked
seat.
out and he's in the streets and everybody's like, what the hell? And he's walking. He's like,
I don't know. It wasn't my time.
right. You have to be that person
You
now.
have to be that guy. I think it was, I forget what seat it was. It was like 17A. It was the same seat. I know it was crazy. That guy in that seat, it was the same seat on another plane where everyone died except the person sitting in that seat. Wild. It was like a number. Yeah, it was like, I don't know if it was 17.
I think it was 11A or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was something like that. It was like whoever had that seat, you know?
I know it was a spiritual number, 7 or 11 or, but I know it was the escape seat, you know?
Right. No, yeah, exactly.
But he said it didn't matter that he got blown out of that thing. I mean, when you see that explosion, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But the dude walking on the street and the videos of him like, with that look on his face, like, oh yeah, dude. I'm like, how did that? Like, so things are possible.
No, things.
I looked at that as things are possible, but I also think when you talk about like saving humanity, you can't look at it in that self-absorbed. Like it's about how we together do it
together.
And then when I look at the politics game's over, I'm an astrologer, so the second we ended 2024, you can't live your life in that vibe anymore. We're now in about the people. So you gotta just get over whatever. Who cares what side somebody was on in the past? All that matters is that we're humanity now.
You know, and
just get together and let's start making cool shit happen. Believe it or not, the universe is wanting us to make cool shit.
It really does. It wants,
it
wants us to win. That's what people need to realize. Like sometimes we take a Debbie Downer look at this stuff from all the stuff that we've all gone through together. But that still doesn't change the fact that the universe actually wants you to be successful and actually wants you to win and thrive and evolve. Yeah. And that is how the universe works. It's like we are here to grow stronger and evolve. So I think that people need to realize that, human beings are very strong. All of our brothers and sisters are very, very strong. Some of the strongest incarnated to be here right now in these great times. And just to remember, this isn't our first rodeo. We've done this before in different places on different planets. Our energies, our souls have experienced many things. And just to remember that staying in your heart is key, losing all that judgment. And what I see in a lot of people's eyes is, I make a lot of jokes, even on my channel. I know I have a lot of opinions. But the truth is, like, when I first woke up, I was definitely unconscious in the very beginning. We both were, bro, in our early 20s. My thing is that when I see people waking up and asking questions, I see myself in you. I see myself in your eyes. I see myself in how you carry yourself and how you guys are living and how I used to live. And then there's people even more evolved than us.
Right.
And I see myself getting to that stage. So what I'm trying to say is that self-reflection and how we're all getting better together and we're all figuring it out together, that's what this is all about. And literally the Bridge Expo in Dallas, October 17th through the 19th, this is just a venue for all of us to come together and have a great time. And, be one together, it's
when
like,
you're together, it happens. I think it's not about the way that we've been programmed is like when people get together and they get on a whiteboard and they look at the science beaker. No, by you just being in person with other human beings. And
in real
that's
life.
how we activate DNA. Also, there's the individual level, the collective level that has to happen at the same time.
Yep.
But a lot of these codes and downloads come by just showing up.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, like, him and I had no idea what we were even talking about today.
And it's just straight hot fire.
It's not like we're calling each other like, dude, what a great idea.
No, it's just when we get together because our higher selves already have this whole thing lined up.
Yeah.
The bridge, this great transition, the fact that it's happening, it starts to bend in on October 16th.
I know.
The bridge, this is the 17th, 18th, and 19th. And
now we're in Texas again, back-to-back years.
I know. It's just Texas keeps calling us. I literally think like there's big things happening in Texas, especially in the States. But I
think it's easy for people to get to from anywhere.
Yeah, no, Dallas DFW is a very easy airport to get to. And let's talk about that for a second. You are going to have a great presentation. You're also going to be speaking with Robert Phoenix on Sunday.
Yeah.
The official schedule is up at teamlightstore.com. Just click on events or teamlight.com, just like my hat.
Which are the best hats like ever
By
made,
the way,
by the way.
there's some fire ones. Check them out. And you and Robert Phoenix are going to have a great dissertation or speech, I should say, on Sunday. But also talk about the Galaxy Ball, bro. This guy crushed it at Rise of the Guardians. And the first time I heard David Palmer DJ was Bastrop, bro.
That was sick too. Bro, I had to admit, like, I don't know which one was better.
And I was like, what is going on? Like, imagine like I'm totally third person, right? I didn't know how good he was. I walk in there, I'm like, what is this? I'm like, I see him on stage. I'm like, this is like Cascade level shit. Like, people need to know how great you are.
Well, thanks.
You know, I just want
well,
you to
actually,
know, like,
I know Rion.
Yeah, you know, so you
Who's
know,
Cascade?
Yeah. So
and I know Rion too.
You know,
I know a couple Ryans. I know a couple Ryans.
Both the Ryans. Okay,
I know.
You know, but what I'm trying to say is that I don't know. And then in Rise of the Guardians, bro, when you were crushing, it's just that there's just a vibe. This financial reset happens. Let me give you guys a fast forward. This financial reset happens. You guys have made your investments either in crypto, foreign currency, gold, or silver. Maybe you guys are in this agro bonds, maybe whatever this is, or one of your friends does.
Or you're just in a business space that's
Right
going
now,
to thrive, right?
Yes.
Like it's going to happen in so many levels,
Yes,
you know?
so many ways. I'm just trying to say, get your head around who do you want to build with? I'll tell you something weird that happened to me about 2 weeks ago, right before I left for Florida to do that activation and, you know, go to this thing. All of a sudden, all the stress just left me. The weirdest thing ever. And I was like, wasn't worrying about money, wasn't worrying about how things were going to work out. I just trusted and knew, oh, it went down. Like something in me, like in another dimension was like, you guys are golden, don't worry about it. Like, so, it was like something.
That's
like,
how it is on
like
every event we do together.
Like,
or just any event. Have you noticed that before going to any event, it's always like everything's going to work out,
right.
and you don't think about any of that stuff the whole time. That's how we have to learn how to be every day.
No, that's real.
You know?
No, that's 100% real. And then, like I said, for you guys that are empaths, something into me was like, a decision's been made. You guys are golden. Get your brothers and sisters together. Figure out what you want to do now in this new era, in this new age, and how you're going to help your brothers and sisters. This whole thing is like the carrot on the end of the stick. Come to the event, the party, the this.
Right.
What's really going on is us all together.
Right.
And now imagine what it looks like in the future. Like, oh, I already have my team. We're like, what do you mean? How do you have this person and this person and this person and the builders and this? And
right.
I already have my team.
Yeah.
I worked 15 years.
Right.
15 years behind the scenes, out in front of the camera, finding my friends and family and like minds and weeding through hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people with you. And all of us, millions of people. And we're down to like,
I know.
So if you think about it, like zoom out on your life. So I'm just trying to say, I really appreciate the opportunity Creator has given me to hang out with my friends and family. The 144, members of the 144 are going to be there, the real 144. And there's just something in me that's like, don't worry about anything. It's already taken care of. And I'm trying to get to that place now where, you know, if this stuff really pops off, man, with the reset, like, you know, people talk about abundance coming into their, you know, these windfalls, right? It's kind of like people that, you know, like win the lottery.
Right.
People need to realize 88% of the people that win the lottery are broke within 5 to 10 years.
I know.
So what I'm trying to say for everyone out there with this abundance coming in, you hang out with your friends and family, you let your purpose drive you. We create and build beautiful things for other peoples to enjoy that are also very successful and profitable ventures that are generational.
Literally.
And we literally reteach the human race how to exist.
The last,
you know what I mean? Peace, prosperity.
The last time that Uranus came into Gemini, like it just did last month, was right at the start of 1940 into 41. And the world that we live in today has been off these turnings. Now we're in the fourth turning of Uranus from an American standpoint. But if you think of all the businesses, all the technologies, all the things of how people came together in the 40s, we live off that world post World War II.
Yeah, still.
But that's ending. And now this is where Your wildest ideas can come to fruition, but you have to work with people. That's your honest, other people. It's not individual. Just my idea and only mine and only mine and only mine will work. And everybody work for me only and my idea. That program's
dead.
done.
That program's dead.
And even programs don't work anymore. The world is a different place.
That
you know what I mean?
That narcissistic service to self program is dead. There's plenty of people that have recently completely imploded.
I know.
Because that program is no longer going to be tolerated. Now, you can play that game in your own private life, fine. But you're not going to step in front of a camera and talk to 20-year-olds and young beings on this planet on how to exist if you're operating from that service to self narcissistic program. It's like they're not going to allow, like, it's like all the lights are coming on. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All the lights are coming on, and who you are in front of that camera, the world's also going to see who you are off that camera.
Right.
It's the same show.
Yeah, and it's going to be backlash if you're trying to then push that agenda on others to go live it.
Right.
I'm not going to name names, but when you're out there being like, yeah, my wife and this little girl and everyone, yeah, it's all good and no problem. And now my best friend's fucking my wife and I'm jealous, but we're in that. Oh my God.
Yo.
The backlash from that, turning your comments off won't save your ass.
Won't save you. Listen, we've seen some very different beings crash and burn. Okay, it's like hackers over here. Crash and burn is in full engagement.
Oh, I don't have any sperm. I'm working with this, and then trying to promote the person helping the dude trying to get sperm to impregnate the girls. Now I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me now.
Okay. We don't need a name drop, but what we're trying to say is this. It's hard for us to like not make jokes about this stuff, but here's something I've learned and tried to grow with and what I get tested on. One, try to be humble. You guys can make jokes, be sarcastic, but really in your private moments, try to do the best you can. Two, try to do life is, balanced, organic, and raw dog as
possible
without any pharmaceuticals or drugs. Do your best. Third is that
there's no perfection.
There's no perfection. And the third thing is like every single day you get stronger. So the things that slowed you down in the past, don't have those same things slow you down in the present, which basically develops into your future. No one is perfect. And I like to say that all of us have very similar ways in which we are raised, in the sense of like a lot of us are just lucky to be alive right now. Me, myself.
Right.
I mean, the shit we've done in our youth.
I know.
I'm lucky just to be alive.
I know.
Right now. I'm lucky I just survived to this age. So, for you guys that are younger that may be watching this programming in the future, to just remember that these trials are there for you to learn from. And once you learn your lesson, don't repeat it. Like once you learn how to do it or learn not to do something, don't repeat that program. That's the only advice I can give you. Those that actually go through life, maybe you make a mistake, maybe you fall on your face, maybe, you make an ass of yourself or you get in a bad situation or something happens, right? Fine. You learned your lesson, move on. Just try not to make the same mistake twice. If you can do that, you're going to go through this game a lot more efficiently. And that's all I'd like to say, brother.
Yeah, my end to that would be that on top of all that stuff, I recommend people connect with their whole ancestry line.
Yes.
And go, you guys are all here to assist me in this timeline.
Yes.
And I'm not here to do your bidding of old timeline shit and karma. You guys are all here to support me with all these other people in this timeline and their ancestral lines.
Yep.
If you guys want to clear all the shit that happened, this is how it's done.
100%.
Because I think people don't realize they could feel like they've cleared multiple lines, but there's ones they don't even know about so far back that come and their little weird agenda. I know, exactly.
Well, they try to sabotage the bloodline because they don't want the golden child, you, to graduate to the higher dimension while they're trapped in this lower dimensional space. So, there's a lot of self-sabotage that goes on in these bloodline families, dude. And even in all of our families, we're wearing these suits that have chemical memory, literally biological memory. So, no, it's very viable right now. I couldn't agree with you more.
And then also, because I did a lot of like kind of refresh lately with just Bringers of the Dawn itself. And it was like, and it brought up some good things. I remember it's like, if you have trauma, because there's people who have trauma, this is the moment when we're going through the reactivation of this DNA. You have to clear the karma.
Yep.
No more victim life thing. It's not sexy anymore, and it never was, but it got projected as kind of sexy to just play victim. Like, shit happens, and that shit, but you have to learn how to be understanding that you chose to be here. You chose to go through these things, to clear these things up in order to be, like, we all had to choose some wild paths and all of us, there's not one person here that did not come down here to have to face some stupid ass shit that is fucked up that you came to clear, though, intentionally. You chose that.
Yep.
I mean, that's why I kind of like, maybe if you've never watched the original Total Recall, like, he chooses his whole, like, I want her sleazy. I want to be, like, all the little choices. Like, build. it's like when you came down here, you were doing that with Prime Creator. Like, hey, I want this. I'm going to be going through that. Oh, what's your fucked up situation you're going to clear? That, whatever it is. It's important to do these. And sometimes I know it sucks to do some of this harder work, but it's like, it's so worth it for the payoff now when you've already done so much. But it's now we're at these, like, it's like we've already moved and we have to go back to the old house and clear it out. That's what this last part of the journey is like, and sage the house and clear the energy and be like, and I wish whoever comes here next has the best life possible. Like, and whatever happened there, you got to let all that shit go and be willing. You can't go forward or in or integrate, and you can't go multidimensional if you're still stuck on one moment in a timeline.
100%.
Like, there's no way to. That's what Neptune finishing in Pisces and Saturn coming back into Pisces is. This last, like, 6 months up is literally like, you gotta get out of. You can't go multidimensional if you're stuck in one place.
100%.
You can't.
Earth is a master class. You guys are all getting your PhDs down here. This is not a beginner course. This is not kindergarten. Earth is a school of hard knocks. Only the strongest souls in this universe, in this galaxy especially, can even take this test. Once you guys kind of grasp how awesome, divine, and beautiful you truly are, a lot of us actually run from our own divinity, and a lot of us run from our own power. Maybe back in the day we misused that power and it created some karma. What I'm here to say is that, you first got to forgive yourself, right? And then forgive others that, have done, negative things to you. And I know it's a very difficult thing sometimes to forgive, but remember, I'm not forgiving the people from a place of, like, almost like, oh, I forgive you for betraying me or whatever. No, real shit. I forgive you so I don't drop my frequency and let whatever happened lower my oscillation and vibration where I'm stuck in that reality. I forgive you and send you away with love because I learned my lesson. Whenever you learn your reflection or lesson, just know that I've already forgiven you. That's how we move up together. It's like you forgive with compassion, but just remember, forgiving, forgive yourself first. I was a dumbass. When I was unconscious in my early 20s, I had no problem going, like, now as an adult going, I was completely unconscious. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Yeah. I'm lucky to be alive and nice to meet you. Name's Rion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have two shits about how unconscious I was. There's no judgment. Just like everyone else is unconscious in their early 20s. Do you see what I'm saying?
And you can't have consciousness without the unconsciousness. Period.
So
you have to go full-blown retard unconscious.
Yes.
To go full aware conscious.
It just Sean Penn, went full retard. Came home without
I know.
Never go full retard. No, I'm just kidding. Cancel clear, by the way, whatever the proper term is. But it was just, never go full. So we're all doing this together. We're crushing. There's something in you that is developing and growing right now. That light is growing inside of you guys right now. And don't let fear, desperation, or some of these distractions, take you out of that space. There's a lot of people on this planet. I rather be just optimistic, almost like stubbornly optimistic.
Yeah.
Why? Because I want my consciousness and our consciousness and what we wish to manifest on this planet, manifest. This reality is based on your consciousness. You need those who are stubbornly optimistic, who believe in the highest timeline to never stop. Why? Because we will pull everyone else up who never believed in anything other than what they were shown on a television. Don't look to others to manifest your reality for you, but just know being that stubbornly optimistic being on this planet is so important right now, because people need to know there is a better reality and there is a higher timeline, and we just have to outperform the shadow and the BS which is being portrayed upon us. Their numbers are dwindling. Don't you realize the only way that these negative beings, these shadow beings, have any effect on us is through a brainwashing machine?
Right.
Hence the invention of the television. Look it up. It's literally a brainwashing machine. So that's
actually, the patent.
The patent says brainwashing machine.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is we have the numbers. We just got to wake our brothers and sisters up. And once they do, turn your hearts on and up we go.
Yeah, because I've learned becoming a parent over the last 2 years that this was like a natural thing of being stubbornly optimistic, but also like knowing when to always, like, you know, if I'm in a bad mood, it's like, oh, I got my kids right here. I'm not going to show them I'm in a bad mood.
Nope.
This is my turn to be like, okay, maybe when I'm in my car, I'll listen to some music and I'll let it out, or I'll go into meditation on my own. But, you know, being a father has taught me so much about, I was already doing this, but like just pouring all of your shit out on people just isn't the way, even though I'm going to use the astrology with Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius, Neptune, Saturn, and Aries, this amazing, the most harmonious aspect we've ever seen. I've done the astrology. We've never seen it this harmonic. This is what we waited for.
Yep.
It's going to be that we find our entrance into this new world by having the most interesting people and conversations around, and not being afraid of connecting to people. But people have traumas and fear because they've been so used to people betraying them or throwing their shit on them, and then you having to people please, or maybe you're somebody who expects everybody to do something for you, so a high expectation that you better be this way. That stubborn, optimistic person is not expecting somebody to be a certain way. It's setting a tone, and if people are willing to be on that same vibe, which is the tone of the divine,
right?
It's not like you're really being like a controller. You're just, I'm holding the frequency that we all should be holding. We all got this same download to hold this frequency. And this is where the astrology says, we're here. This has been the test round of it. Like, this has been the beta version. This little window we've been through since the beginning of June has been the ultimate beta test of it. But it's going full blown real 2026 at the beginning of it. So, it's like we're already, this is August 1st right now.
Yeah, I know.
We're approaching that new world, and the earth
right
fully
now,
splitting.
if we like it or not.
Even that object could be the final thing that splits the connection of the earth.
Oh shit, you're talking about the bifurcation, bro. See, the longer we're dangerous. The longer me and you sit together.
I know.
It just comes through. You mean like the actual point, like the critical mass of the bifurcation? Yeah. So,
or I was going to say this last thing too, that I know people are in love or afraid of AI. It's about, with any technology, that you're doing it to use it for good, to help humanity. It's just like, I mean, I'm raising 2 kids now, so it's like, there's so many things where they're going to get, the older they get, a teacher, a person I don't know on the street that tries to tell them or whatever. You got to look at AI as that way, as like, yeah, there's these people trying to do bad shit with it, but there's also people doing good stuff. The good always wins. A kid's going to follow the good advice and the positive thing that makes him feel safe and secure and positive. I'm not afraid of AI because I've already built an AI company and trained it with esoteric tools that it literally like absorbs it like a sponge.
Right.
Whereas like the things that just are very just old systematic, old systems that are dying, it has issues with it. And so I think any intelligence naturally is going to want to vibrate with the divine code, but we all as a humanity have to embed ourselves into it, hold the frequency, and then be doing with it. So it's a multifaceted, like, you got to embed it, you got to hold it, and you got to be doing something with the frequency. Whether you're using technology or AI or not, it's the same thing with AI. I know people are afraid of it, but it's like, it's going to look around if enough of us are doing it or making things with it. We're already past the point of it going away, right?
Right.
We're already in it.
So
I think it's like, it will choose the side that it's like, this is cool and dope, opposed to they want me to do what? You know?
I would say if AI is here to stay, then the world needs to create Jarvis and not Ultron.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, if that's the case, then,
make Captain America.
And a lot of these human beings that are doing weird shit, these developers, were on you like white on rice. The ones that say, oh, it really responds well when you threaten it. These psychopaths that are, you heard one of the guys that was creating. Here's my thing. My deal is that any sentient life should be developed and created with a sense of harmony and beauty. And that goes for any consciousness. Like I say, it's not just AI consciousness or, organic or non.
All of it.
All consciousness should be treated with compassion and grace. So wherever this thing goes, I could just say that compassion and grace is going to be the answer for any outcome on any sort of technology or medium that any level of energy or consciousness is going to respond to. That ultimate compassionate energy we get from our Creator, pure love, pure joy, pure creation. If you are creating from that space, everything will be divine. But I'm saying it's like you got to realize what you're doing, as these guys are like, pretending or bringing this sort of thing online, and to really leave a lot of the lower dimensional experiences out of it.
Yeah, I think when we're kids and we're going into middle school, we go through this. Then it's like, I can hang out with these guys who are positive, and hey, we play sports and we might be losing, and hey, they're going to lift me up and do all this kind of stuff, and we're going to share that kind of info. Or I can hang out with the people who don't want to be part of anything and want to segregate and just kind of be in their own little world and do weird, creepy shit.
Right.
But everybody had that choice in high school. Everybody had that choice in middle school. Even in elementary school, there was like there's this kind of energy, or there's that amazing energy. Which one am I connecting with?
Right.
That all conscious form always gets this choice. That's our real free will choice, is always like the choice of either we're embodying what we already chose to be down here. That's what I think free will is like your only choice is really like you either take the mission that you came here already predestined to be or not.
Right.
And follow. And like, it's very simple, because if you're in your true alignment, everything is easy to spot that's in alignment. The synchronicities should be coming not, I think, it's still cool if it's like, oh, I see the license plate, I see the number, it's like 1,000 synchronicities all happening at once and giving you the ultimate download.
Yep.
We're at that point to where it's like, oh, well, I've already had 80 million synchronicities here with this and that, and now just this new moment adds a quantum leap of synchronicities of a download that just comes out of nowhere. Oh shit, now I know what to do. Everything will just be like, it's like The Alchemist, the book, the gift was always underneath them. Right? It's like you don't need to go searching for it right now. You don't need to go send a search party. Like, you have all the tools in you right now. You actually even have the people, but I think some people need to make some repairs with friends or people that, maybe it wasn't that big a deal. Like, everybody has to start finding like this warmer space within themselves first. I don't think you should go doing that kind of shit before you've done that work on yourself. Depends on the people. Yeah. Yep. Because there is like where there's going to be a lot of amazing things to happen. And it gets tricky, but it doesn't get tricky if you're fully in alignment. You're just, synchronicities are everywhere. And I think you can't doubt them anymore. You can't also push them off and be like, you know what, I'm going to go do the 3D thing and just, I'll get back to that synchronicity. No, that synchronicity loses its energy. So the frequency needs a conduit that holds it and moves it. This frequency is faster. It's way more higher frequency, and that means you have to stay on that dial the whole time. The higher you get an FM radio, you've got to be close to that where it's being transmitted in order to get a clear signal. You just can't be like, you know what, I'll just keep going farther away from it and it'll stay clear. No, we're not on AM radio, and then it even gets even more patchier. you got to understand how basic frequencies work. It's faster, it's more potent, and it's higher, meaning you have to stay closer to that frequency your whole life. Everything needs to move closer to that frequency instead of like, oh, I'll kind of do it next week. Because what I notice is there's a lot of like, a little bit down the road. Nah.
Right.
That's when that synchronicity leaves. So the people are missing tons of opportunities by pushing it off another day, pushing it off, and staying on the signal and not focus on the noise is so important now. I know I just watched the podcast with Kevin O'Leary because he worked with Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs, that was why he was successful. He's like, he only focused on what can I do in the next 18 hours? These are the 3 things that I need to get done. No matter what is happening in my life, that's the noise. The signal is all 3 things will be done in 18. He never thought about a day ahead or a week ahead.
No, the power's in the present.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Your power's in the present, and a lot of the stuff that we kind of wind ourselves up with is distraction. So if you can try to execute, 1 or 2 things a day, and, hopefully, I know we have our responsibilities here in the physical with working and whatnot, and our families and whatnot. Yeah. But if you can work on your spiritual gifts, or maybe towards the grander vision that you have, at least a small step every single day, and you keep walking in that direction, there is no other way you can be but successful. If even the stuff I've created with Orgonite, 15 years, very few beings have sat in front of a gold crusher and crushed up 40 to 50 different things from 15 different minds, mixing these things together with my intuition. But it's 15 years of tests and trials to find that formula that blocks EMF, to find that formula that helps activate your third eye, to find that formula
that naturally grids too.
Yeah, that naturally grids. And how you create trace elements where everything is quantum entangled. It takes time. So I'm just trying to say with everyone out there with their own creations, maybe you're an artist, a writer, a screenwriter, a musician, or maybe you're an architect or a builder. Just remember, great things take time, and your own inner development within what you're trying to create in this world takes time. So don't be hard on yourself. A lot of these things take time and innovation over long periods of time to get the results that you really want. So don't get frustrated even with your body or your health or your diet or your habits. It takes time, and just be nice to yourself. And, I'd like to just end with that, our divine creator just wants the best for us, but we first also have to have that respect and love for ourselves and our temples and how we treat each other. So I think that, you really can't love anyone out there, ladies and gentlemen, until you can first love yourself. Because you first need to be able to love yourself and know what that emotion is and know what that feels like before you can share it with others.
Yeah, and I think sometimes people don't know how to envision that, but to me, the only way I could describe that is a true enjoyment of your whole life from every lens, and making people happy, and making people laugh and yourself laugh. Mm-hmm. But I think when we're holding our family, maybe you're still in school, your job, part of the ascension process is a badass motherfucker like you who is holding all these spaces and doing your spiritual work. That's what ascends, because you're taking all of that to the ascension process. It's not, I need everything out of my life and clear, I'm just going to ascend like some little like light being that I see on TV or something, or I saw, or that I'm envisioning, right? It's like, no, that's kind of when you're actually not in any more realms and we go to somewhere like that's like what we're seeing is like way what we're aiming towards to be. But like, in order for it to get to that process, you being able to juggle those all at the same time is actually a positive thing. Instead of like, I see people like, I just don't want any more of these like restrictions in my life. It's like, that's not a restriction. That's a responsibility, and that's integrity. And that integrity is what holds, especially if you're able to do that and do your spiritual work, that's the badass form.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, that's like, you're doing that, you're doing this, and that's how it bridges the spiritual element to all those things in life.
Yep.
If you can't bridge your work, your personal life, your relationships, your own like interesting things in life that you want to think about, your thoughts, you can't get all these things to connect on the same bridge of frequency of spirituality, then it's not going to work. It's like, it's the same way if you look at that DNA strand, they all connect, but they all have their own unique code. It only comes together when they're all in harmony, willing to hold it together.
Harmonize.
And harmonize. Yeah.
They got to harmonize.
That's how I'm going to end it.
I love it.
So
Hey,
Bridge Expo, Texas. We'll be there October 16th. A lot of us will be there. Like, I know that it's 17th through 19th, but it's really 16th. Like, get there. The tickets are cheap.
I know.
And this is the ultimate. I mean, there's not a lot of events anymore.
I know.
And I'll be honest, I'm so stoked we're doing another one this year.
Yep.
Together. I'm like, we're on it.
We're
like on a little like, I'm like these are my favorite events. Like the energy, the vibe, the fun we have.
Yep.
And the ease. It's like, it just flows.
Effortless.
I'm just telling you, it just flows.
Being around the right people and the right vibe, it's just high vibe tribe, dude. It's just being around that, high vibe tribe. It makes everything awesome. I'm really excited to make some awesome memories with my family, have some great times. We have a lot of activities and things you guys can check out. I got Bill Homan with Mitchell Hedges' skull.
I know.
It's going to be doing a meditation with everyone and then like an activation. It's insane. There's only 12 of these crystal skulls on Earth, right?
Know.
One of the most legit
Yeah, we're going into Indiana Jones 4.
I mean, we're doing real things and like we're throwing everything at it. Like when it comes to ascension, we're throwing the technology, the healing, crystal skulls. I mean, like, all the meditations, the astrology to explain. It's like we're throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this.
Yeah.
So there hopefully is something for you there that, helps inspire you or activate in you and what you want to do with your life. So.
And the venue's fucking amazing and new and badass and just really going to be I mean, I'm somebody who likes aesthetics, so I know you are too. I know. The aesthetic is badass. Thank you. So it's going to be really fun to all be together and to do it. And just, my favorite thing is the combos that spark in all those places.
Yes.
And I just have a blast. I know just even in the last event we just did this year, there were people that came that I know I'll be friends for life.
Yep.
Or the one in Bastrop, I was like,
homies.
Friends for life, I mean, there was a bunch of me and some of the crew that I came together with there, where we went to what's that Beaver fucking gas station called again? Fucking Bucky's.
Yeah.
Every day, and we just were laughing and like loved going to Bucky's every day. But it's like those little things I love so much.
Right.
It's just like that. And to have, when you're doing it with the tribe and you're doing it and everybody's on that same page, everybody's throwing there's nothing better. We need to do that more. And honestly, the spiritual community, I think what happened was the elders, they got old and there is no goodbye. It's just like,
they stopped coming.
They just stopped. And it's nothing like they did wrong. It's just like that was their way. They were the first wave. The second wave is here.
Right.
And the new generations is what because now that I'm a father, I'm like, I'll admit, before I was a dad, I really was like, those young kids, whatever. Now I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention to it more.
You have a vested interest. You're like, let's go.
And a lot of the kids that came in Pluto Capricorn that are now 17, 18, like that's what they're coming up in these years, they're going to activate and really be part of the game.
Yep.
And so that's going to be, we have to remember we're moving into a completely different generational experience right now. Part of the new Earth opening, I think, is this. And we don't have to live in a world where everybody that we follow in the governments and then TV are pedos. So
yeah, fantastic.
It's gonna be amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for having me on your show here at the High Vibe TV.
That's right.
That was fantastic.
And make sure you go to teamlightstore.com for tickets and for the badass apparel and for the amazing things that'll change your life.
There you go.
Teamlightstore.com.
Absolutely. Ladies and gents, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Boom. And wasn't it fire? Our you and I, our thumbnail was fire, bro. It was so fire, bro.
I'm like, we got to back this up.
So, all right, everyone. Peace out. We'll see you in Dallas, Texas, North Dallas. Adios. Bye-bye. I'll find it here. Here it is. Bye-bye.
Yo. Okay.
You're an astrologer who didn't predict I'd dump you tonight?
I trusted YouTube astrologers.
Next time, trust Hypergate.
What do you mean it's not going to work out?
Honey, if your astrology's still on YouTube, you need an upgrade. Hypergate AI or nothing.
Come on, what's the issue?
I can't date someone still watching YouTube astrologers. Hypergate AI is the real deal.
Oh, please, you can't even handle your Scorpio moon.
It says the Gemini rising with commitment issues.
Wait, Hypergate AI says we're actually...
So, what's your sign?
You just don't understand how Hypergate AI works.
Dude, this isn't working.
Yeah, we're doomed.
Boys, you're doing it wrong. Get Hypergate AI. You keep your comfy couch, I get your Capricorn ambition.
No deal. You take leisure, I take success. Hypergate AI says one of us won't make it unless. My horoscope said tonight would be unforgettable.
It will be. I poisoned your wine.
Wait, what?
If you'd used Hypergate, you'd have seen this coming.
Hypergate says there's hope for your marriage.
Wonderful.
It's called divorce.